Welcome back. My name is Kit.
I'm Phil.
And I am the spy.
And this is Streaming Things, Streaming Star Wars. We talk about a plethora of different TV shows and movie properties. This last series, coming to a close within a couple of weeks, is the Streaming Star Wars series. We've rewatched every single one of the. Today will be the last of the Skywalker saga, and then we'll wrap everything up with Solo and Rogue One in the coming weeks. We do a few things. We do a play-by-play complete recap, and then we're going to give it, that's going to be tough on this one, but there's a medal ceremony where we award each movie individually with something that we think it does better than any of the other movies. And then we'll rank the Star Wars films. We've done that so far, but we have to agree on the ranking. So if you're new here, Steve and Phil have grown up as lifelong fans of the Star Wars franchise. Me, not so much. And so, but that really hasn't been an issue. Like I said last time, and when we're ranking these, not much friction, as you would expect.
It's been quite diplomatic. Yeah. I'm very, very proud of the Star Wars committee.
Yeah, the committee.
The committee.
I think you guys are a bit liberated amongst the Star Wars fandom, a little more open to sequels. Than most. I think that's part of the...
I don't subscribe to the blanket hate that all of these films get.
Well, only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Exactly.
And that's something that you guys understand.
I'm a free thinker, man.
I'm what you call a gray Jedi when it comes to fandom. Exactly. I see the both light and the dark.
Right.
There you go.
All right.
That's why you're dressed in gold.
Yeah, I rock the Snoke look. Gold sequin pajamas.
And giant head.
Fuck yeah. Giant head.
And lopsided eyeballs.
In two pieces.
Yep. People have often said I look like a scrotum, just like Snoke.
It's giving Snoke. You can get our merch from West River Print. That place.
West River Printing.
West River Pointing. That would be an awesome podcast.
Oh my gosh. We are just beginning today. And it's already downhill.
There's a link in the show notes and in our link tree on any of our socials. You can also support the show financially at patreon.com/streamingthings. There's a myriad bonuses and extra episodes, tiers, and stay tuned very soon. We've been saying this for months, but I swear to God, it's happening soon. We're revamping the Patreon to your benefit and to ours very, very soon.
It's really exciting. As soon as we get through the remainder of the chosen films that we have.
You are the chosen ones.
Yeah.
People paid to have you watched.
That's true.
And you chose the other sister. That's a joke for about 40 people, but they loved it.
The 40 people who listened to the other sister episode.
Yes. And the other ones were lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can't support the show financially, that's more than understandable. Times are tough for all of us. We appreciate the fact that you're merely here listening to the show, but you can also rate and review the show for free. That helps us a lot. Share it with your friends share it on social media, Truth Social, wherever you're at. Just let everybody know to take a gander.
Go on. Truth about it. Truth about the show. Yeah. Toot about the show. Skeet about the show.
Skeet it.
Skeet
on
about
the blue
the show.
Sky. Yeah.
Tumblr. Is that what they still call messaging on Sky?
I haven't been on Blue Sky in a while, but it was skeeting. Yeah. Skeeters.
Yeah. What an age we live in where it's like, let's create a social media platform. Now we have to create a verb for how to use that platform. And it's never good.
What about just posting? Just a blanket.
Get the fuck out. sorry. Get out.
You would be fired from the startup roundtable immediately. You have no vision, sir. So that's what's going on. I hope you enjoyed our Fallout coverage. That's still available. And look forward to what I feel like is when the dead truly speak. Somehow, Streaming Things returned, coming soon. We got The Boys season 4 and House of the Dragon season 2.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be the dawn of a new age for Streaming Things when The Boys and Hot Tea coverage begins.
That'll be, as they say in Kentucky, a hoot and a holler.
Yeah.
I think. But first, we're going to do a Star Wars themed Mad Lib before we get into the meat of the episode. Give me the meat, give it to me raw, as the Rings of Power fans say. Steve, do that now.
It's time for me to give it to you, Kit. It's time to give it to you, Phil. This week's Mad Libs, where I ask the two of you for some words, verbs, adjectives, nouns, all sorts of things to put the pen to the paper to create a story with the official Star Wars The Force Awakens Mad Libs. We will read what you guys put together at the end of the episode, so stay tuned for that. Are you guys ready to begin this week's Pulled for Words?
Yes.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
You're going first?
I'm feeling it.
Dude, thank you for being brave and stepping up to the plate. Phil. Started last week. Kid, I need an occupation.
An occupation. Fluffer.
We're back to boobies and butts.
We're back to boobies and butts.
Phil, give me a plural noun.
Diapers?
Diapers? Okay. Verb ending in ing.
Wiping.
We're not going this route.
Phil, adjective.
Moist.
Color.
Fuchsia.
I like that.
Is that a red or a blue?
Don't know.
Okay.
Plural noun.
Crown Royal bags.
Those are quite chaste.
They are. Adjective.
Sticky.
Noun.
Gooch.
Plural noun, kid.
Furries.
Adjective.
Smooth.
Plural noun.
Scrolls.
Scrolls.
Not scrolls.
Like the
Two
of
very
the elder variant.
Yes.
Okay. Verb.
Thrusting.
Adjective.
Intrepid.
Last one, Phil. I need a noun.
Rubik's Cube.
Stay tuned to the end of the episode to see how a Rubik's Cube, among other moist things, fits into this week's edition of Star Wars Mad Libs.
That was almost the name of our podcast. Moist things.
Moist things.
It just didn't make sense.
There's still time. I think if we did that, it would be a seamless transition. No one would be the wiser.
No.
We're going for a rebrand. Let's get into it. Let's get this over with. Our overall thoughts on the Rise of Skywalker from 2019. Phil, dare I ask, what are your thoughts on this movie?
I love this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to keep it brief because I'm sure you guys will go into more depth. This movie's bad. I didn't like it. I didn't like it the first time I saw it with Steve. I don't like it again when I watched it for the second time for this show. This is not one I want to ever revisit again. Probably never going to see it again because it's bad. So
it's only because you had to watch it the first time with feet vision.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, then I'll touch on that. When Steve and I went to go see it, we went to go see it at a independent movie theater, the Esquire in Cincinnati. I don't know why. Like, did we just not have tickets to AMC?
We didn't plan this one out well, like the other two where we had bought tickets months in advance.
I think we bought them that day, right?
Star Wars is today. Yeah.
So I think we went to a smaller one just to be like, let's try to avoid crowds. And Esquire's not known for big blockbuster release. They have them, but that's not the place you go to for these.
They don't even have big screens. Some of those screens, my TV's bigger.
So we went to this one, and the guy next to me, and keep in mind, this movie came out in 2019?
Yeah.
So pre-pandemic.
Right before the pandemic, literally.
I think it actually cost
December, right?
Yeah, it came out in December. Yeah, might have.
So this guy, absolutely no excuse for forgetting how to watch movies in a movie theater. He took off his shoes and his socks and he put them up on the chair and he's right next to me. So I had the screen with a silhouette of bare feet the entire time. And it was probably the worst way to watch a movie.
Phil famously loves feet.
I fucking hate feet. They're gross.
He is the
You're the bizarro Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm like whatever he is, I'm the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So I had to stare.
You have sex with your socks on?
No comment. So I had to see this man's feet the whole time.
These little piggies stay
So
home.
it's like Palpatine has returned. Feet. It was just the worst combination of things all at once.
Sure.
So that was a bad movie watching experience, but I can't blame how the movie watching experience was for this film. This film's just bad. So I don't like the film for what the film is, not because of that first time I saw it. So then the last time, or this past week when we watched it was great because I got to watch it and there was no feet and it was fine. So
there was no feet. There was no feet here.
In fact, there were dogs here, and that improves any movie watching experience exponentially.
Yeah.
So
I watched Rebel Moon Part 2 yesterday, and there were dogs with me. And I have to say, it at least raised Rebel Moon Part 2's score to at least a half a star in my estimation. Giving that movie half a star.
Yeah. So long story short, no, I don't like it. No, it was not good. But yeah, so Steve?
I also greatly despise this movie. I don't like it at all. And I've been kind of wrestling throughout the week of, where am I going to suggest to rank it when we get to the ranking system? Because I think when it compares to the other movie that I really don't, the other two movies really, but we're going to compare it mostly to Attack of the Clones because that's what's currently rated lowest on our ranking. And I think both of these movies are bad, but for completely opposite reasons of one another. Where Attack of the Clones, I think, has a fairly decent story idea. It's just poor execution on a technical side, on a directing side. Whereas this movie, I think, has an incredibly flawed and deeply problematic story idea to begin with, and then everything else is pretty good. Like the acting's good, the movie looks good.
It belongs in that awful taste but great execution subreddit.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there are definitely issues with the editing in this movie. I think that's probably the worst technical aspect of it is the editing. But the real problem is the story. And the thing that really frustrates me about this movie is there was an actual in my opinion, I know I differ on a lot of people with this, but I truly believe this is the fact where there was a lot of momentum leaving The Last Jedi in terms of okay, Star Wars is in a new place. It's going in a new direction. If they can land this ending with Rise of Skywalker, people are definitely going to be like, oh, I was way too harsh on The Last Jedi. I should have waited.
Right.
And this movie, I think, fails fundamentally because they saw the people's reactions to Force Awakens. They saw the people's reactions to The Last Jedi. And then the unfortunate life circumstance of what happened with Carrie Fisher's passing. All of these things kind of came together where the people creating this movie just, in my opinion, were cowards and sort of pivoted and were just like, ooh, the internet doesn't like Rose. Let's take her out of the movie completely. Yeah. Ooh, the internet doesn't like what we're doing with this. Let's completely make it null and void. And let's just start over with a brand new villain and bring Palpatine back, which negates the stories of all the original and prequel movies, like the whole theme of those 6 movies. We're just going to toss it out the window.
Bringing balance to the Force.
And the reason why this movie is so frustrating is not only did they not stick to the landing, not only did they not carry through with the bold direction that Rian Johnson kind of started, it just completely failed trying to bring back the people who were mad at The Last Jedi, and they ended up helping nobody. And in the process, they made all the movies before it worse in hindsight. And it's just such a colossal failure in that regard. And that's why I'm just so frustrated. And we'll get into specifics as to why I think that's the case as we go through the breakdown. But the history of this movie is really fascinating and how it was created. And I'm excited to get into that more. But before we do that, Kit, I want to know what you think about this.
What do you think, Kit?
Because I don't know if we've talked a ton about this movie together, but I'm interested to see in more detail what you think.
Did we review it on the show when it came out?
I don't think we did because that was during another streaming things hiatus because we went on a hiatus right before the pandemic. And I think this movie was shortly before that.
I think this was the last movie I saw before I couldn't go to a theater for a long time.
Oh, really?
Either this or Uncut Gems, but it was right towards the end, and man, what a way to go out. I have not been able to watch this movie in its entirety a second time since it came out until this morning. J.J. Abrams, more like, no, please don't. Am I right, guys?
Ooh, got him.
So I want to read a quote that sums up my thoughts after watching this movie.
At what point in the movie did you come up with that joke?
On the drive over here.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
And you were like, I'm definitely saying that one.
Nailed it. Well, I was like, it has layers because it's so bad it's good,
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay, I see.
But this is the quote I thought of after watching J.J. Abrams' The Rise of Skywalker in 2019. What you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Classic Billy Madison reference.
I despise this movie. I don't think there's anything remotely redeemable about it. because everything, like you said, is just in direct dialogue with some of the worst people on Earth.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I feel like, and again, I was a little overly harsh last time. Over the years, I think it's completely fair to have all kinds of issues with The Last Jedi and not be just filled with neckbearded toxicity, right? I think that's completely fine to hate that movie for a lot of reasons because I'm not close to the fandom that I can't empathize, but I can sympathize with those reasons, right? However, the way that this movie exists in conjunction with some of the most fervent outcries against The Last Jedi just makes it so anti-art.
Yeah.
And it is all the worst impulses of the Star Wars franchise in full effect. You know, I think that over the years, my research of how Star Wars came to be has kind of soured me. But ultimately, some of the best things can have highly commercial aspirations. You know, and I think like Roland Barthes wrote about the death of the author, right? You can use that, I think, for George Lucas's Star Wars franchise and to acknowledge the deep meaning that this saga has meant to so many people, you know, and what it was like in the late 70s watching this movie and being like, movies can do that. And, you know, all of the creators that it inspired. I've talked a lot about on other platforms about how much Lucas stole from people like Frank Herbert. But at the same time, there would be no Denis Villeneuve's Dune without George Lucas's Star Wars movies. Like visually, he, you know, pioneered all that stuff. And this movie just kind of shits on all of that. Like, what if we just focus on member berries and toys and honor no characters, honor no arcs, think about no
Fan service only.
Emotional pathways to story, you know? Every scene in this movie is just a no but to where it needed a yes and. And it's like directly says, I'm trying to fix this. And I will get into it because I took but you can see like 6 points where it's just JJ looking at the camera like, sorry, here. And it's gross. You know, there's no balls in this movie
exactly it,
at all. It's so cowardly. Now, there are a couple things that I do enjoy.
Yeah.
Number one, at the top of that list by a mile is Babu Frick.
Hey. Phil hates Babu Frick.
I hate Babu Frick.
Babu Frick is fucking hilarious. It's like,
and C-3PO is also, I think,
3PO's funny
great in this movie. This is probably 3PO's best
rude.
movie.
How dare you? You just met me. Like, you know, he's always funny. I love me some 3PO corny jokes, as you guys know. But just like so much of this, and like you mentioned, like Carrie Fisher's passing is a huge part of some of what went on here, and there's no avoiding that. But
like I'm the most forgiving of this movie in everything in regards to Carrie Fisher.
Sure.
The whole Carrie Fisher of it all. Like, sure. Do the Princess Leia scenes work in this movie? No, because you can really tell what's happening. They're using old footage from The Force Awakens and slightly altering them digitally, like making her hair a little grayer and changing her clothes to make them a little bit more different. But all that stuff, I'm like, I get it. I'm not going to be upset about this at all. That is a terrible, terrible scenario. You know, who would have thought that such an incredible person would pass away like that in the middle of your movie? That's such a hard thing to deal with. But I think literally every other thing outside of that that's problematic with this movie is just like, you did this. You didn't have to do this. But you chose, like, you chose to look at the people going, I hate Rose. Like, all the stuff that I think is unfairly lobbied towards The Last Jedi. And you just pivoted in the worst way possible. And like you said, it is kind of gross. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, it's because they didn't have a plan between the three movies. And while that, I think that is true, when they've made Force Awakens, there wasn't like a 3-episode arc. I think there was a vague, but like, hey, we're doing 3 directors. But when they were making this movie, the original script for this movie, and I kind of want to talk about this, was this movie was originally supposed to be written and directed by Colin Trevorrow. And I somewhere in the line of production, they were like, ooh, Colin Trevorrow, not the best director.
Was when
writer.
the Book of Henry came out and it was a massive failure.
Huge failure. And so they got cold feet with him and dropped him. But his script and story.
Have you read it?
So I haven't read the entire thing, but I've seen synopsis. There's actually a really good animated, they sort of like did some animation, walked you through the entire story on a YouTube channel called Mr. Sunday's Movies. They like hired an animator to animate some of the scenes and they kind of walk you through what the movie was going to be. Now, I can't say like it would be a better movie because A, it's Colin Trevorrow and his co-writer is Derek Connolly, and Derek Connolly's biggest claim to fame, along with Colin Trevorrow, is that they made Jurassic World. That's their biggest claim to fame. So I can't say it would be a better movie, but it at least follows through all of the story beats that are set up in Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Like it completes those arcs and it continues them because they were clearly going down the path of, hey, the Jedi were wrong. The Sith are obviously wrong. The path forward is it's something new, and that's somebody who embraces both the light and dark aspects of their personality because that's how human beings and sentience works. And it's finding balance in those things. And so it finishes that arc and it gives everyone, I think, a pretty satisfying ending. Even like it makes a leader out of Finn. It does all this stuff. I think it treats the characters much better. Again, I can't say the movie would be better because of the Colin Trevorrow of it all. But then to go from that and be like, okay, we're dropping Colin. We're not going to keep his story because Reddit. So we're going to change it to something. So J.J. Abrams like, well, let me and my guy Chris Terry work on the new script. Chris Terry's biggest claim to fame is Batman versus Superman and Zack Snyder's The Justice League. So it's like you went from Lawrence Kasdan writing Force Awakens to Rian Johnson writing The Last Jedi, and then you get the minds behind Jurassic World and Batman versus Superman. And it's just kind of like, what did you expect was going to fucking happen? Like, I like this whole, like, they didn't have a plan. They did. They just bitched out because people were harsher than normal to The Last Jedi being new and different. And again, I think The Last Jedi has like some valid criticism, but the hate and vitriol that movie gets online is so astonishingly toxic. So I think that's why I'm more like, you tried to pivot to appeal to some really toxic people and you ended up making no one happy in the long run.
JJ's move is like, what if we do what we did before, but I throw in some lost people? Huh?
Dominic Monaghan?
You guys like this? Yeah. You guys like this? You guys,
was that the Hobbit?
Yeah.
Mary? I've never seen Lost, so I don't know.
Yeah, he was Mary in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Yes.
I caught him. Yeah.
Was that the Hobbit?
So Dominic Monaghan's only in that movie because J.J. Abrams lost a bet.
To Dominic?
Yeah.
You got to put me in Star Wars.
Yeah, that was the bet. I forget what the bet
And he
actually
has
was.
lines too.
So he
For
and
no
Monaghan
reason.
made a friendly wager on a World Cup game, and the prize was if Monaghan won the bet, he would be put in Star Wars, and he won the bet. So
Wow, that's a massive bet, man.
J.J. Abrams wrote a part just for him.
A couple $100,000. There's a scene in this movie where right after Poe becomes a fucking general, which is hilarious. They all like discuss their plans for going to Exegol, and like 14 people in the Resistance have a say in and it's just like whip panning between all these terrible ideas and bad lines. And it's the thing about this movie,
cloning technology.
Exactly.
Buzz just constantly
Synergy, business.
buzzwords just to have them.
I like J.J. Abrams, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I've had a long weekend, but also much of it was spent trying to watch this movie. And I'm not even trying to be snooty. I like almost anything fantasy. I will watch they don't even have to be good movies. I said this in my Rebel Moon 2 review. Like I don't actually expect or need these movies to be good in order for me to have a great time.
Sure.
9 times out of 10, if you throw a fucking sword in something, I'm in.
Yeah.
You have no idea. You could not fathom how many times I have seen the Chronicles of Riddick. How much I
More
love.
than Pitch Black.
Actually, yes.
Oh, wow.
For a reason.
Wow.
When I was living in an abandoned apartment during my addiction, I've told this story many times.
Yeah,
I've only had a few
the
DVDs.
DVD. Yeah.
One of them was Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you with my teacup.
He worked in John Wick with a pencil.
Yeah.
And I loved, like John Carter. historically,
Oh, yeah.
most people don't like that movie.
And the hero of Mars?
Well, it's just called John Carter, but it's based on a book called A Princess of Mars. I love those movies. It's just like, you can't fuck it up. It's fun, Alita Battle Angel is a 5-star movie to me.
I like Alita too.
It's a great movie.
Is that the big-eyed girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
You my big-eyed girl.
Phil coming in. Was that The Hobbit?
I want to vaguely talk about movies with you and just have Phil chime in like, is that the robot one?
I don't watch as many movies as you guys.
Phil is everybody's grown-up dad.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm a boomer. Oh shit.
You're the dad. But I don't think this movie, aside from all of like the choices that I think are just completely anti-art and anti-Star Wars, I don't think it's that good. Like none of the action's compelling. It's not. It's edited ridiculously.
Yeah.
It's ugly. Like not to just shit all over it. But like I just really don't think there's very much redeeming about it at all. I like the scene where Rey like backflips over the fucking whatever the
tidal wave.
No. It's when Kylo's. I can't remember what his ship is called. It's not a TIE fighter, but it's like that. But that was like in the trailer for 9 months before the movie, over and over. So it's like that was diminished.
Man, we are on opposite sides of that scene because I hate that scene.
I think it's neat.
There's a lot of
You don't
things
like her backflipping over
makes
a moving
no fucking sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying visually.
Sure, but like
I was trying to find something that even looks good in this movie.
Yeah,
and that's
what I get it.
There's a lot of things in this movie that I think in a vacuum, if you just show the scene like in a trailer, it looks cool and you're like, oh yeah.
I can't wait to get
Can't wait to
context for
see
this.
that. And then the context shows up and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. Like I think visually her flipping over the TIE fighter, fucking rad. But in the context of the movie, how it happens, like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Same thing with like the at the very end where they do the land battle on one of the Star Destroyers.
Oh my God.
In a vacuum, that's kind of a neat, like, oh, I would take my action figures and do a little shootout on the hull of a ship. That's dope. But in the context of the movie, it's like, well, then the ship could just rotate 90 degrees and everyone, and the battle's over.
Bye. Yeah. So let's get into it because I'm sure this is going to go long. But none of us like this movie. So if you love this movie, probably don't listen to this. You might get angry. We don't mean to offend or upset anybody, but I will just gently say that I think this is one of the worst movies ever made and is godforsaken. If I'm being polite, that's what I would say.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hey,
we'll get to
that's
that
a
guy.
positive.
We'll get to that guy.
Let's get into it. The dead speak.
The dead speak.
Rey has been training. She's trying to become a great Jedi. She's being trained by Leia, who has been, I don't know, maybe I don't know the canon, but has, I think, been retconned into having been somebody who like wielded sabers and stuff betwixt Jedi in this movie.
Always,
In the pre-Disney canon, she had trained. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she was always the character that like she could probably be as powerful of a Jedi as Luke, maybe even more powerful. Like it was always hinted that she could have been more powerful, but Leia was always
She went into
more
politics.
Yeah, she was more focused on politics and leading people and being like an organizer.
Sure.
Than that.
She was canvassing.
She's going door to door. Like, excuse me, are you registered to vote? I'm here to talk to you about hope.
Yeah, and Rey's training. Kylo wants to destroy Palpatine. Blah blah are my crawl notes.
Blah blah.
And then it pans down to Kylo killing hella people.
Yeah, this is another thing. Like a huge annoyance with me is this scene. So it like. Cool, right? It looks neat. There's probably like a longer extended scene that was probably better than this truncated, like we need to get through this in 30 seconds editing that they have. But the planet they're on, because after this movie came out, there were a lot of like questions. I remember after Phil and I saw it for the first time in theaters, we were sitting in my car after it was over and we were both kind of like, we didn't want to admit yet that we kind of hated it. And we were kind of like, yeah, that was cool. What was that? What was that about?
I did spend like most of this movie like, wait, how did Palpatine return? Like, because it wasn't explained. Yeah. But so I was a little bit distracted because I'm like, did I just miss like a line of dialogue here? Like, what? How?
So I had bought it was the Rise of Skywalker, like visual dictionary or whatever those books are called to sort of like, okay, I'm going to read.
To make this movie whole.
Because there are holes in this narrative that I need filled. And the very first page, I was pissed off because this planet that Kylo's on. Can you tell me what planet that is, Kit?
No.
If you had to guess, do you think we've seen this planet before that he's on in the beginning here?
No.
Well, I hate to tell you, we have seen this planet before. This is Mustafar. It's
The
supposed
volcano planet?
The volcano
Yes.
planet. It's supposed to be the volcano planet, which apparently off screen has gone through some sort of terraforming, and it's just a long list of things that are happening outside the movie that provides context to the movie. It's like, why are you making this Mustafar for no fucking reason? Like, it's just a lot of choices in this movie.
So those are Mustafarians.
Yeah.
So okay. I thought they were like the Ninja Turtles from the third movie where they went back to Japan.
A better movie than this one.
It is.
Turtles in Time?
I call it, it looked like Getty Prime to me, but like in color.
Nice.
Yeah. And then fucking Palpatine's back. I made Snoke. He literally says like,
Snoke.
I've been pulling the strings the entire, like, it's just like, it's like a pitch meeting, but in movie form. It's wild. I do like the idea. I'll try to be as positive as I can periodically.
You don't have to.
Like on Exegol, there's this kind of like the Sith as horror movie, you know, because they've always been, because of the nature of the Star Wars films as children's films, I think, kind of a, not goofy, but definitely not like Hellraiser type people. They've just been like naughty boys. And
Naughty boys with yellow contacts.
They've always been like saturated in like the context of like under cloak and dagger within like a political structure as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're not unleashed enough.
And this movie introduces the idea of like a just diabolical evil at the root. Like you've got these like hooded cloak, like goofy ass, but you know, like cultists. But
We're only going to show Palpatine in silhouette or flashing.
Oh my God, the
haunted
strobing
house
lights in this movie.
I would love to see a Sith Lord with like his eyes sewn shut, and you know what I mean, like just really go balls to the wall.
Just the Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Hellraiser would be a dope Sith Lord.
Exactly.
I mean, Wes Craven could do amazing things with the Sith.
So there's a little bit of that here. There's a bunch of. Who built these destroyers? Like, fuck how Palpatine got back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who built these?
There's a lot of questions. It's who built these things? Why are they underground? Why do they have to erupt out of the ground? That doesn't seem like good building practice.
No.
Who are these? Who are Palpatine's hooded like concert groupies that just show up?
Who are these people?
Why is there
What's
a Borg
happening?
cube?
There's a Borg cube that they're all in for some reason.
And if we could put planet killing technology on normal Star Destroyers this
Why did we
entire
start with
fucking
that?
time, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Also, why do they not learn? Why do they not learn their fucking lessons? Like, yeah, let's put this giant laser destroying technology on Star Destroyer. But the one thing that people will definitely be shooting at, the gun, will destroy the whole fucking ship. What? How is this a final order?
Well, they can't turn their shields on until they get out of the atmosphere for reasons. Otherwise, it would have been fine.
I guess they're like, we have enough of them that if they take down half, we've still got a shit ton
so
left.
many, so many.
How many proton
playing the
torpedoes
numbers.
could they possibly have? 7? Come on.
Actually, it's photon torpedoes in Star Wars, not proton.
As long as they don't ride pig
no,
donkeys
I
on
got
us.
that wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to.
No,
I was about to drop the nerd hammer on you.
A nerd hammer.
There's photon torpedoes and proton torpedoes between Trek and Wars. So got them mixed up there for a second. Sorry.
Save some pussy for the rest of us, Phil. You see, darling, it's proton or photon. Where are you going?
I want to recreate that meme of the dude like yelling at the girl's ear, looking unimpressed, but it's like you're the kid's the woman, and Phil's the dude like. So what you gotta understand is,
or that meme where the guys in the corner at the party, like they don't even know the difference between photon torpedoes and proton torpedoes.
they don't even know. They don't even know.
Losers.
Did you see the Snoke in the tank?
No.
When they're walking around, there's like there's like a green tube in the background. You see a backup Snoke in there.
I mean, literally.
Yeah. He's a clone.
I'm not being metaphorical.
Yeah.
The new one's pretty ripe.
I worked him like a puppet. Literally. That was my hand in his ass. You almost sliced me when you did that move. Almost lost my fingies.
Actually, he did have messed up.
Yeah.
Fingies.
This is
Fingies,
from my
so,
Snoke puppet when you sliced it.
Look what you have made.
But he's like, kill the girl. I don't like her. I don't like we can't have girl Sith.
Yeah, if you kill the girl, I'll give you all those dope-ass Star Destroyers that broke out of the ground for some reason.
And this
Massive gun dicks.
And this is the JJ's talk, wink to the audience. And the first of many enraging retcons. She is not who you think she is.
Who is she?
And I wrote an interesting character. Got him. We cut to Chewie playing member berries with Poe and Finn. And we get fucking Claude.
I actually love Claude.
I love Claude too.
I think Claude is dope.
How you feel about Bullio?
I love Bullio.
He was a guy in the that you saw through the hatch, right?
Yeah, he's like, I got your...
Win the war.
There's a spy in the First Order.
I'm only going to say one good thing about this movie, and it's, I think, the side character design and the practical effects are good in this movie. So Bullio, Claude... that
Frick.
guy who turns around and goes, okay. In that one scene.
I need a comic book about that guy's stat.
I don't like Babu Frick. I think Babu Frick sucks. But I like the fact that they made him and he looks good.
He reminds me of one of the little guys, like the cockroaches from Men in Black.
Yeah.
I like that.
Same.
I love Men in Black.
Same vibe. Yeah.
That's a fucking movie.
But I will say, yes, he does look good. So, but that's the only good thing I'm going to say.
And then they decide they can boulder these ties.
Mm-hmm. Bullio is Mark Hamill. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. In the credits, he's credited as a completely different name. It's like Patrick something, but apparently that's Mark Hamill's pseudonym or alternate ego.
Not an alter ego. That is a pseudonym. He becomes Patrick.
By night, he becomes Patrick.
His wife has to admit that Patrick is actually married to someone else.
But apparently he's been doing that for years. He like voices other Star Wars characters under that pseudonym. So people aren't like freaking out, oh, Mark Hamill's in Clone Wars.
Yeah. Wow. He does love his voice work.
Yeah.
Zori is played by Kerry Russell, I found out.
Yeah.
On this watch.
You mean you didn't recognize her eyes in that one scene?
You actually can. I don't know if you're being funny or not, but like
I did after I knew it. But
in Hot Fuzz, you could totally tell that's Kate Blanchett, with the mask on. So that happens from time to time. But I like the light speed skipping as well. Not in execution, but like it's a neat idea, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, much like most of this movie, if you really think about it. Like, how would they follow them so quickly? But it's neat. It looks okay. And then we cut to Rey on her training with Leia. She's floating with rocks, which is one of the last times we've seen her. In the other movie was floating with rocks. And BB-8's with her. Decided to make a new friend. I don't like you anymore, Poe. I like Rey. She's trying really hard to hear Force ghosts, but they're not talking to her.
How did BB-8 cross that rope that she crosses in that one scene?
Maybe he's got little R2 thrusters we never see.
Maybe so, yeah.
And she crosses a ravine and he's like right there like, I'll beat you here.
Or maybe she like force pushed him across the...
Is BB-8 really the most powerful Jedi?
Ooh.
Never underestimate a droid.
I know, that's true.
But she's running the training course, it's neat.
One small thing about the training course that always made me wonder is there's that part where does she climb a tree and then she uses her lightsaber to cut like a piece of rope and then catches the rope when she lands?
It's like, yeah, but who is she doing that? Like, who is she going to win this game for?
But also like, is there? I just like to imagine one resistance person's job is like, all right, let me go up there and tie that thing again.
Rope. Otherwise, how's she going to win?
We're really running out of rope.
What I hate about this sequence is that you can tell that the entire reason it exists is in dialogue with the Mary Sue criticisms. Like, we need to have a training montage so that people can understand how she's getting so good. And I love a good training montage, but in this case, it's for the most toxic reason that everyone else already understood. Most people, anyway. But we cut to Kylo looking at his. I think this movie would be 60% better if every time they showed Vader's helmet, it was a Darth Vader Funko Pop instead.
Grandfather. I got the exclusive version of you at Target.
That would really get the Ruben vote.
Yeah, Ruben loves those.
It's Kylo looking at his Vader Funko Pop. Especially later when like Rey's in his bedroom and finds it, it'd be so funny just when it cuts to that.
Do you collect these? They're not toys. They're collector's items.
She opened the box.
I know where she is. No one follow me.
Rey.
He's like dark. It's like that scene in Spaceballs.
No, sorry, I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good.
Rey starts to rage fight. and accidentally squishes BB-8 with a tree. I like Rey's whole rage fight tendency thing, the whole Grey Jedi, whatever. Like,
sure, she's dealing with some dark side.
Yeah, I like impulses. That stuff. And she ends up giving Leia back the saber. It's like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Rey and Poe have their arguing match.
I do love their arguing how he's like, what'd you do to my droid? What'd you do to Han's ship? And just the pettiness between them is kind of fun.
Is this the most they've ever interacted on screen?
Yeah, they've only interacted one other time
met
prior.
They met at the end of the last film, right?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I fucking hate you.
Well, like sometimes fast, like presumably they've like had more interactions.
That's what they're trying to show. Right. Yeah.
And it is a shame because I do think the holy trinity of this sequel or this trilogy,
yeah, they work.
They work. Yeah. They work really well together. So it's kind of a shame that we don't get to see all three of them work together until just a little bit in this movie.
It's the most action we get between like that's. I was reading friend of the show, Claire Curtis, on Letterboxd, came to the defense again, and so I had to like try to soften my opinions with their review. But they were talking about how you do get a lot of like Chewie, Rey, Finn, and Poe action, which is very satisfying for the limited time that you do get.
Sure.
That's true. Like, I'd like to see more of their dynamic.
Yeah.
Then we get the infamous somehow Palpatine returned. And even Oscar Isaac, who is a phenomenal actor, has some of the worst line deliveries of all time in this movie. And this is one of them.
I think because he knows.
Yeah, exactly. I do. I think there is an element of a lot of the cast, especially after the vitriol they received, but they're just so over it at this point. Like, sure, buddy.
Yeah, John Boyega,
it's a big bag of money at this point.
Yeah, John Boyega was furious. He still has all kinds of shit to talk about this experience.
Which is such a shame because he was the most excited about The Force Awakens. I remember when that movie was coming out, he was the one you always wanted to.
I love Finn. I wish we had gotten more of him.
It's surprising this movie is so it's tied for the second longest Star Wars movie, I think.
2 hours 28, I think. It's right below Last Jedi, right?
Yeah, it's this and Revenge of the Sith are tied for number 2. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith has the same runtime, but it's the second longest Star Wars movie. But certain characters just disappear for long periods of time, even though this movie's like just sprinting towards, at least the first half of it is sprinting towards a story.
God, yeah.
And but Kylo Ren will disappear for a very long time, and you'll be like, oh wait, he's back.
Gone for like 20 minutes at the end,
and like Finn and Poe, they're all in the background to Rey's story, which is fine, but like it is kind of a shame because I feel like there's a much better way to integrate all these people into a better story instead of having to spend so much time like we got to make sure Palpatine makes sense. We have to justify this decision.
But you can't.
No,
you can't justify it. But we get Mary.
Mary
Doc.
Oh, Mary Doc Brandybuck.
And we learn about Exegol and then how they need to find the Sith Wayfinder.
We kind of learn about that.
And apparently we're going to undo even Luke's exile and say that, he was actually quite busy the whole time. He was going to the Forbidden Desert of Pisana. And, what the fuck?
With Lando.
With Lando. Why wouldn't he?
Because we need another legacy actor in this movie just because.
And then they set Rose to studying the schematics of old destroyers to find out a way to destroy them.
Dude, oh my God. The scene where Finn's like, come on, Rose, we're going on an adventure. And Rose basically is like, no one likes me, so I can't be in this movie.
No, that's exactly it. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so infuriating. Like that poor woman.
And then here's the lightsaber you gave me an hour ago. I want you to take it back. It's fucking annoying, guys. Kylo is rebuilding his helmet because retcon. Yeah. Like this, it's...
Well, Snoke's dead, and Snoke was the only one who gave him shit about that mask.
He's the only one who made fun of my mask.
I guess I can put it back on.
Oh, you guys missed the mask? Okay, let's do this.
I was all about letting the past die, but I also think that maybe I should just let it happen again.
Let the past die, but don't let the mask die.
I'm really hoping that Target releases an exclusive Funko Pop of my Kitsugi mask. Like that would be really great.
And why is Caesar from
Planet? Did I say that right? Kitsugi.
I know what you mean, but I forget. Like it's the process of like putting things back together and in a way that.
I know what you're talking about. Like that pottery thing of broken stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like
usually
that.
I think
It's like
done with gold or something.
yeah.
This time it's red.
But now it's done with a chimpanzee alien.
No, that's Caesar from Planet of the Apes,
that's right.
who got his welding
He
license.
kept saying apes together strong, and Kylo's like, okay, cool. I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah,
I get
it's
it.
very strange to see a chimp in Star Wars. Like any animal that's real on Earth is just very strange and out of place.
It's so fascinating that it took 9 movies for them to pull something like that, because you think they would have done that in Return of the Jedi. This got a chimpanzee, but put a thing on his head.
This is the biggest swing this movie takes, is putting a chimp in Star Wars.
My next note is Knights of Ren ghouls, and I don't know why, but I'll just throw that out there to the ether.
Because they
show 'em, right?
They walk down the hallway and the stormtroopers are like, Knights of Ren. And the one guy's like, ooh, I think he shivers. Like, that's scary. I've heard about these guys for 2 whole movies and they're finally here. And
Yeah.
They do a lot. Don't worry.
don't worry, they're important characters for sure.
They die like pigs at the end.
They're a very well explained subsect of the First Order.
And we find out that Kylo has killed Bulio, sent him back to the gangster's paradise. And
I feel bad for the lady that has to sit next to that head on the
yeah, it's a weird journey.
table. Yeah.
That's not the most awkward thing she's going to have to do that day, I'm sure.
You know.
Hanging out with Kylo. Hux is uneasy about the mask. You seem uneasy about my mask. No, I love it. It's great.
It's great. I love the red.
Yes. And then they're on the Forbidden Desert of Pisana.
They go to Space Coachella.
I think it's Lando.
Coachella.
Lando says to give Leia my love. There's a big Lando reveal.
Oh, sorry. There's one part that actually every time makes me laugh, and that's when they turn the corner. There's this big Space Coachella happening, and C3PO just like knowledge dumps the whole Yelp review of this festival to everybody, and they're just staring at him. And then there's this really
It's the
long
Aki Festival.
yeah, but there's this really long beat where C3PO is like looking at him, staring at him, and he just turns around. Like,
Yeah, I do. I like the 3PO jokes. Always
3PO
work.
lands in this movie.
I laughed when they told everybody to keep their head down, and Chewie's so tall, and he's just like trying to walk crouched. And we meet Nambi Gima, who welcomes Rey. But there's this dumbass, what's your family name? None of your fucking business, kid.
Yeah.
First off.
How great would that be if Rey just like got on her knees like, well, that's actually a very rude question, young child, so maybe go away.
What are you, a fucking cop?
Are you a narc?
Like, it's so weird.
I owe you nothing.
I found in First Order narc. It's this child.
Yeah.
And then Kylo Zoom calls Rey, and you'll take my hand. You're going to love it. We're going to be bros.
It's going to be so dope. Palpatine wants you dead.
No, I won't.
Whoa, are you at the Aki?
That shit is fire.
Oh shit, I couldn't get tickets. I spent my allowance on new Funko Pops. Worth it.
And this is when
I love Kylo Ren being a Funko Pop guy. This is the best
definitely
canon
is.
we've ever come up with.
he definitely is. I couldn't get tickets.
The trick is you go to Walmart around midnight when they bring out the pallets of new merchandise and you can open up the fresh boxes. It's like having dibs.
And then the mystery man shoots the trooper in the fucking face, which is awesome. And then
Were those
it's
troopers just
Lando.
like there for the festival? Like, we're on shore
always
leave.
there's a presence on every planet, and they were alerted.
Well, the way he finds out that they're on Pisana is like now that they're having their spooky Mormon hell dreams together that they've been having since Last Jedi, where they see each other.
snatches.
Now they can interact physically with some things because he actually snatches her necklace. That
Yes, he does. And
Nambi Gima
we
gives
analyzed
her.
it. It's Aki.
He's like, oh sweet, I wanted to go to Space Coachella so bad. Now I have a reason to.
The thing about these movies, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, these are the vast galaxies with dozens and dozens of planets and stuff. But I think I've talked about it before, but it's something that always bothers me. Is on each planet, a planet is a planet. Am I wrong? It's a planet.
Talk more about that.
What do you mean?
It's of planet size. And yet every time someone lands on a planet, it's always like in that same spot. But in reality, right? If Kylo was like, she's on Earth.
Yeah.
But she's in India.
Sure.
And somebody lands in Alaska.
Traveling through space and time.
Yeah. If someone lands in Alaska, it's
sure.
you're still really far away, actually.
Right.
It's going to take fucking forever.
I didn't get the exact coordinates.
You know what I mean?
I see.
Every planet that we know of is only actually one city. And that's the only way to like do it, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
But,
yeah. Well,
you know,
yeah.
It's just tough. It's just
on
tough,
a
baby.
planet like Basana, what else is going on? You know, they got Space Coachella where they're launching powder bombs and dancing.
Planets
but also,
contain multitude, Steve.
Yeah.
but also having class for children.
Quote me whenever you want. Planets are planets.
I thought you were going to say that. Why is every planet the same exact size and full of oxygen?
That doesn't bother me.
Sure. Yeah. But
It'd be hilarious though
write
if
that
at
off.
one point they landed somewhere and just walked out and died.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They can breathe in space in these movies, though, so it doesn't matter.
I
They're
do
all
think
M-class planets.
it's a little sad that a lot of the planets introduced in the sequel trilogy aren't very different. Like
Jakku is just Tatooine.
Pasana is just Jakku, which is just Tatooine.
Yeah.
And then like
Kratos Hoth.
Well, even so, Crate is even a little more imaginative because it's a salt planet, and that's kind of
It's
cool.
salt, not snow.
But like
Kajimi is kind of just Coruscant.
Kajimi to me is more like if Hoth had some Airbnbs there.
Oh, it's where Han's from.
Kajimi is?
Corellia?
Oh,
Bingo.
I mean, I guess Corellia's more industrial. But I was going to say like the Resistance is on a forest planet, which is not the same forest planet they were on in the first movies. But I wouldn't fault you for saying, oh, if they went back to Dakar. No, they're on a different planet called Agent Kloss.
and none of it's Endor.
None of it's Endor.
Well, you do see Endor in this one.
Well, that's a
More
it's
like
not
outdoor,
Endor.
am
It's
I right?
another moon of Endor called Kif Bur. So you're just never on actual Endor. We just go on their moons.
It's the Endor system.
Yeah. So if Endor is the forest moon, then Kif Bur is the ocean moon of Endor.
McClunky.
McClunky.
Man, we are so cool.
Yeah, it shoots the guy in the fucking face. It's General Lando Calrissian, because who else would he be? And we hear about Ochi of Bastoon. Bastoon is a planet, right? Or is his last name Bastoon?
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was Ochi of Bastoon. But then we get the give Leia my love. And then Poe hotwires a speeder, which is more of a Ray skill, I feel like. However, they're leading to his history as a spice runner because he's just a complete Han replacement at this point now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did we skip over the okay guy at this point?
We did.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
He's the driver of Lando's like tank home, his like RV that he has.
Oh, yeah.
And he like opens the slot door and there's this weird little Salacious Crumb little weird monster. And he's like, take us to wherever the fuck I said. And the dude's like, okay.
just goes, okay. It's really funny.
It cracks me up every time because it's the most Muppety thing in this movie.
Yeah, it's so silly.
You guys watched it together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Animal, drive Hank. That's the energy that guy has.
Sorry,
Exactly
I couldn't join you.
That's
That
okay.
sounds like fun.
That's why we're here, to point out stupid small things.
Uchi.
But then we find out that Poe, after the speeder, that troopers fly now, and there's that whole bit.
They fly now?
And I like, all the Finn humor and stuff works for me. I think he's very charismatic. So this scene's pretty fun. Never underestimate a droid. I like any BB-8 stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And we get to Ochi's ship and the sinking fields bit where they all just immediately land in the fucking quicksand.
The quicksand apparently was 30 tons of black beans.
Whoa.
Thank you, Steve.
I just saw that little tidbit and I'm like, that's a lot.
They could have fed everyone at the Aki Aki Festival instead of making this movie.
After they shot that, like, all right, everybody who wants to eat the beans that were all over Oscar Isaac. Ooh, me.
Definitely me. And I love the cynical guy reporting to Leia, and she's like, don't say it like that.
Oh, Snap Wexley?
Is it Snap?
Yeah.
Because then when he dies, basically, I went, oh, Snap. Which
Nice.
tickled me.
Be optimistic.
Got him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, God, there's a lot of beans out there, ma'am. Be optimistic.
We could probably eat those beans later.
Yeah.
And so we'll definitely all be going later on.
The beans are out of the bag, ma'am. And then we cut to 3PO. You didn't say my name, sir, but I'm all right because I think it's Oscar. It's Poe that checks on everybody. I'm okay.
I'm all right.
But there's like
This isn't the afterlife, is it? Are droids even allowed here?
And then there's like fucking tunnels down there. I do like Rey uses her lightsaber for a light.
Yeah, that's cool.
Didn't you guys point out that they only put off light like at some point in the prequels or something?
Yeah, like that fight between Dooku and Anakin in episode 2 was like the first time you saw like actual lightsaber light on the
People's
actor.
faces. Yeah.
But they've done a lot better job with the sequel trilogy than those other ones.
It's like
for
standard
this.
practice now where all the lightsabers actually emit the actual light now.
Yeah, because
the
they're
technology's
lightsabers.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I like the move where Poe has this flashlight. It's dumb, but like it's fun for me. And then they realized that they found a Sith loyalist, right? Like it's a whole.
That's Uchi.
Yeah, Ochi is the Sith
yeah.
loyal, but they found his like car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the little Nazi Cadillacs or whatever they had, you know, they're like, oh, awkward. Look at this emblem on the front. And then the Wayfinder location is inscribed on the dagger. And the whole bit about 3PO is not allowed to translate Sith. And then the friendly snake comes out. And I wrote, I'm bored.
The friendly snake.
Here's the thing, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. And this isn't even the dumbest part about this movie. But
Yes, Rey is a parcel tongue.
the entire. I'm not going to bring Harry Potter back into Star Wars. Phil gets angry.
I don't get angry. I just have nothing to add.
Phil, why are you yelling?
He beats it. See what I'm saying? He beats me when we turn the show off when I do that. But didn't the Death Star got exploded like 30 years before this, right?
Something like that.
And they're treating it like this centuries old relic. And there's this dagger that is actually a map to where the Wayfinder is on the Death Star that was placed there in their fucking lifetime.
Chris, this movie is dumb.
So this dagger, this like
I know.
Indiana Jones relic is like 22 years old.
Yeah, it's really a dumb movie.
It's like a DVD in the era of Blu-ray.
Okay. You got to get the dagger. You got to do that. You got to extend the hilt a little bit, and then you got to stand at the exact right spot so you
Which
can hold
they find.
so you can hold it up to the wreckage of the Death Star, and then the little pointer will be like,
my God.
here.
Yeah.
And that's all
Just
fine.
in this general
Didn't,
area.
Is it fine?
Didn't National
Is it fine?
I mean, that the premise of that, like National Treasure does that, I'm pretty sure. But it only works
those
because
treasures weren't 22
exactly.
years old.
It only works because they're old, and it's like it's been there a long time. And by the way, that thing fucking power exploded, and you got a huge chunk that's fine on this planet, which is fine, but the doors open and stuff in there.
It's a dumb movie.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
such
so
a dumb
fucking dumb.
I just love how it points like here, and then at that point you're like, okay, that doesn't help me because that's still a ton.
Yeah.
That's a lot of rooms.
Well, she knows because she's got the Force and stuff, man. Just fucking
That's true.
Stay with me, Steve.
That's true. You can
keep up,
detect-
Steve.
Yeah.
I don't know why. My next note is the Knights of Ren look confused.
Oh, because there's a big shot of them on a cliffside going, yeah, somewhere in this desert.
That's right.
We're gonna find him. I'm the axe guy. I'm the staff guy.
Yeah.
I'm the other axe guy.
Yeah.
And then our heroes are concerned that they're going to take, like they tell 3PO some joke. They're going to take you to the pits of Grig. Which do you guys know what the pits of Grig are?
Made up.
Sounds great. I want to go there.
It's almost as cool as Akiagi Festival.
I'm old Greg. Look at my pits.
The pits of old Greg. Oh no! Ray senses that she should dally in the desert, and they've been found.
We were watching this movie with Erica, and when Ray kind of like wanders off, and they're like, "Where'd Ray go?" She's like, "I'm being feminine and cryptic."
Indeed, it's needed at this juncture.
Cryptic woman shit. I
gotta go do cryptic woman shit.
Chewie is immediately captured with the dagger. Kylo's coming in hot, and she does the whole trailer backflippy thing, destroys his ship, and then she force grabs Chewie's transport ship.
Just
and
when
then,
Kylo crashes after that scene, I just imagine like, ow.
yeah, he's just spinning like.
What was
ow,
his
ow,
plan
ow, ow.
with this move? Like, well, I can try to hit her with my car, and if that works,
Yeah.
then I just save myself a bunch of time. Is that the idea?
Yeah. I'm going to run her over.
Stupid.
Well, I know later
I know
he
what I have
says
to do,
something
but
like,
I don't know if I have the gas to do it.
oh, good, I did. I just missed. I know later in the movie he says like, that's why I pushed you so hard on Pasana. And because I guess
Well, that is in reference to them both squeezing the ship with their force.
But maybe he was like, I bet this will push her if I hit her.
It'll make her angry.
It's bullshit. It's just the writers are like, wouldn't it be cool if?
Yeah.
And then like, let's find a contextual way to make this make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Again, it's a really neat visual. It's just the context is so dumb.
And then she lightning fingers the ship.
Yeah, and you think she kills Chewie.
Yeah.
Oops.
Chewie!
But she lightning fingered it.
I actually,
And
the
she
way
never does that again.
With the way of Palpatine.
And Dooku. The only two people we've ever seen use lightning fingers, right?
Sure. The way
So
she
far.
the way she shrieks at this point, like good acting.
Chewie.
Daisy Ridley's a great actor.
Like legitimately good acting there. So
Again, all the actors,
Again.
great. I have no qualms. It's just they're just in a really bad story. But I remember when this happened, and you think she accidentally is the cause of Chewie's death. I remember turning to Phil in the theater, and both was like, "What?"
yeah. Yeah, and it was the first time I did not see feet because I looked at Steve.
But it was honestly a shocking moment, and in the moment, I'm like, "Ooh, that's going to be real controversial." But I honestly was kind of there for it. To the moment, like, how fucking bold is that?
No, he was on another transport
Yeah, just
that we never saw.
Well, you do see two transports land,
Yeah.
and you only see the one take off that they fight for. But it is stupid.
So
it does feel
The
really
idea
cheap
is
when
that the troopers and Chewie are just down there watching that, like,
good thing that wasn't me.
Yeah.
that's what he said when I did that.
When we were kids, the way Chewie died was a moon was pulled down on him, and he died in was it Dark Forces or was it
Like a book?
New Jedi Order.
One of those books or something?
Yeah. So that's the way that Chewie dies, was like he had this epic death where they had to pull a moon down and destroy where he was with the moon. So in our minds, the only way that Chewie could die was through this like grand epic thing. And I wasn't against having Rey accidentally kill him, but it was a shock. Like, oh shit. Like they didn't do the moon thing. This is intense.
Yeah, the moon thing was dope. They really. I remember the line.
That's no moon.
The line in the book was, "It took
Actually,
a whole
that is
moon."
moon.
Shit. Yeah, he like ended up saving Han and Leia's kid, and that's why he was stuck on the moon. And there's like this defiant, like, as the moon like lands, and like it took a whole moon to kill Chewbacca. And it was like, I remember reading that as a kid, just fucking full on, being like, "Oh, no, not Chewie!"
It took a whole moon, a full moon to kill him. They're all, the resistance is all hiding, and Rey's real sad about Chewie. And then, there's the whole bit about Kylo Ren and Rey are both on the throne of the Sith, right? We're going to sit there together.
We can control the galaxy. Just think of the Funko Pops we can find.
That's right.
You're a scavenger. A scavenger. You can scavenge me the ones I have not been able to find.
I need you.
Like the Sam's Club exclusive Robin and Steve from Stranger Things.
Never forget, that's not their value you see on eBay. That's the asking price. Okay.
We get an allowance. We have to be smart on how we use it.
This episode of Streaming Things is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's the first thing you'd do if you had an extra hour in your day?
Sleep.
You would sleep more.
More, yeah.
Okay,
Sleep
that's
more.
fair. Some people might go for a run, read an extra book. A lot of us spend our whole lives wishing we had more time. The question is, time for what? If time was unlimited, how would you use it? The best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what's important to you and make it a priority. That's what therapy can do. Therapy can help you find what matters to you so that you can do more of it. You can learn positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. You can get empowered to be the best version of yourself.
You can also nap.
You can also just nap. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, if you've never tried it, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/streamingthings today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/streamingthings.
A April is here, the tomb is empty, and it's time to give a special thanks to all of our patrons who keep the lights on at Streaming Things. And I want to give a special shout out to our super patrons for the month of April. Thank you so much to Stanton Valentino, Maddlestat, Bryce Coppin, Susie Callahan, Anthony Corona, Sunshine, Huckleberry Cauliflower, Ashley Hazen, Mike from New Hampshire, Brett X, Emily Scarano, Lil Tickler, Svento7, Jay Scramo, Bluff Pum, AK Ashley Ray, Adam Busby, Wendy O'Laughlin, Jason Hawkins, Conrad, Kaylee Sampson, Rabbit Dog in a Barbie Car, Charlie Friday, Alexis Adler, Peaches, Emmy, Haley B, Joe Velez, John Collins, Amanda King, Trisha Bueller, Sun Loving, Mortal, Suzanne Rode, Jen Robinson, Kalisha Reeves, Aaron Armstrong, Kevin Strother, Ashley Powers, Stephen the Fifth, Casey McCain, and Enza. Thank you all so much from the bottom of our hearts. And with that, let's get back to the episode.
We meet the, I guess this guy's some guy that you guys know, Allegiant General Pride.
He's introduced to this movie.
Yeah, he's in this movie.
I will work for you again, Sidious,
Yeah,
even though I am new.
Yeah, he's as far as I know,
The actor's cool. I don't know his name, but I see him everywhere.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah, he's a great
with what
Imperial officer.
He's given.
Pride.
I love his little, like, I don't know what you call that stick that he has that a lot of like upper crusty sort of officer people have.
Yeah, it's a sex whip.
Because isn't in the old days, the actual use of them is to like, if you were riding a horse and you like hit it to make it go faster, but he just has
know.
one for reasons.
I've only ever seen them thrust upon butt cheeks.
Yeah.
In coitus.
In coitus.
During coitus, yeah.
Madam.
It's a riding crop.
Yes,
like a crop.
Yeah.
Or a sex whip.
But it's for spanking?
For encouraging horses to go faster.
So it's for spanking horses.
Or men to thrust
Or
faster.
men to thrust faster.
Yeah, thank you.
That's why I call my men. Let's go, horse.
Giddy up.
We're
Phil.
going to win the Derby.
You call me Pony. Stop it.
Jump on it. Let's do
Is that why there's a bunch of half-drank mint juleps out in the living room?
Yeah. We're getting ready for Derby.
That was a deep Derby joke, and thank you. It's pronounced Darby.
Oh, sorry.
So
And sight Chewie's still alive.
yeah, that's literally my notes. Chewie's alive.
I fucking hate it.
Seconds later, after this powerful scene, they're like,
It's immediate. It's immediate.
It's the next scene.
This movie is rife with these type of things where they do something that's like emotionally interesting, devastating, and then immediately like, actually no, psych. Like they do it here with Chewie, they do it with C-3PO's memory later on. This movie's just full of these like, oh wow, that's so, what a dramatic thing. Psych, nothing matters.
That's what I'm saying. Like this movie is a giant no but to The Last Jedi,
Exactly.
but it does it to itself every other scene as well. It's a wild ride. It should be studied. They remember that 3PO has read the dagger, and they need to find a black market droid smith because even though he's not allowed to translate the dagger, they can pull it from his memory banks, right? So they
have
go
to do a memory bypass.
That's right. They go to Kijimi, a planet I don't think I've ever heard of.
It's new to this movie.
But right as they leave their little hiding spot on the meteor belt, the asteroid belt, there's like a first order ship that's been sitting right next to them the whole fucking time. And I hate it so much.
It's the Knights of Ren ship that's, and it's
a callback to Empire, right? When he's on the...
Oh, I'm sure in some way. That's
when
what
he goes
they
out with
thought.
the trash chute and then it's Boba Fett that's like, I was with you the whole time.
Yeah. And I know this is a very small thing, but I fucking hate it in Star Wars when there's ships that smoke like that.
I know, yeah.
Because it's very much like, these are the bad guys, but it never looks good. I don't know. Yeah, just a small thing.
It's an angry ship. It's an evil ship. It's built with hate. It affects the exhaust.
It does.
BB-8 makes a little wheel droid friend. How do you feel about wheel droid?
I hate it. Stupid. It serves no point.
Steve, big fan of droids. How do you feel?
This droid is not my favorite.
There is a funny line he has later on. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
With,
No, thank you.
with the pig donkeys.
Yeah.
I really like that part.
Yeah, that's probably the best part. But, but I mean, it's a neat little like practical effect, but it just is one of those things where like the humor that it brings is like, well, it's just a hat on a hat at this point.
Yeah.
I
The
feel
droid
like.
has a droid.
Yeah, the droid has its own droid.
That's
and
wild.
And it stutters.
That's the thing, like this droid specifically, like its only purpose is to essentially have a link to Ochi, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it has the link to Ochi because it's Ochi's droid, but also it serves the purpose of letting them confirm that Ochi was the one that went and got Rey's parents on Jakku and all that stuff.
But the point is like they had to have like this cute little thing that they can make a toy out of because they couldn't just like write that into the fact that they're on his ship and they could just like pull up a databank entry about it.
I love the idea of this like Sith bounty hunter guy, Ochi, who's like, oh, I like cute ones. I want a cute droid.
Yeah.
I'm good. Come here, cute droid. Let's go kidnap people and kill them.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Don't touch.
Ouch.
They're sneaking around Kijimi. We are introduced to Zori, who is like this deep lost love of Poe's. And I'm losing track here of where the emotional connections
But like
are.
she also hates him. Like she wants to kill him right there.
Well, she hates him in like the Lando hates Han kind of way. Like, I actually love you so much that I'm angry. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed kind of thing. We find out he used to be a spice runner.
I like this little bit when they're like, you were a spice runner? He goes, oh, you were a stormtrooper? Like just automatically deflects on them.
Right.
It's kind of cute.
We all have backstories.
Yeah.
You were a scavenger. I can keep going. Say something bad about 3PO. You can't. And then, there's the whole, I care bit at the end of that. That's funny too. The Knights of Ren show up comically. I mean, it just kind of pans left and they just walk out of the doorway. And it's like a Nickelodeon show kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
you almost expect a laugh track or a studio audience going, ooh.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild choice. That's what I mean about the editing. Even the editing is mostly bad to me in this. Like, there's the climactic scene, which is, it's pretty neat where she's like, we've established she can do this now. So she gives Rey the saber like magically when she's about to hit Palpatine and he fights the Knights of Ren. He does this.
The really long backhand.
He does the cool thing and then
terrible.
just stays there for a full couple seconds.
It's bad.
Before the guy hits it. And like, he couldn't have adjusted his swing. He had all day. And I'm like, boop.
Yeah, it's not good.
Steve could have edited that better.
Yeah.
Just shorten that a little bit. Yeah. But then we meet probably the best part of the movie, Babu Frick.
Hey,
I'm Babu Frick. And he says he has to do a complete memory wipe. So it's basically the death of 3PO, except that R2 has a memory backup for 3PO. Maybe.
Thank God. Because you have that really touching moment where C-3PO is like staring at him. He's like, I'm taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
But it's
like,
not actually.
But actually, we'll see each other again.
It'll be fine.
This would be an adequate way to say goodbye to this guy.
Yeah, he would sacrifice himself. But no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to actually commit to any of these emotional bits.
No, none of it.
We're going to not afterward everything that we do.
No but.
Yeah, exactly.
No but.
Yeah. And I don't truck with no butts.
Yeah.
Give me all the butts.
That's right.
No, he don't want no butts.
Yeah.
A butt is a guy who can't get no love from me.
Does one of the droids say sad? Does he say sad?
Yes,
Okay.
he does.
Sad.
I kept calling it the Donald Trump droid for the rest of the movie because it's like sad.
People are saying they're sad.
Babu Frick. We love Babu Frick. Whenever I want a droid to lose his memory, I go to Babu Frick.
Babu Frick. That's funny. Come on, that's funny, Phil.
It's funny, but I hate
sad.
Very sad.
You were fake news.
The First Order tracks them to Kijimi. And then Zori Bliss is talking to Poe about kids and hyperlanes. And she's got this like magical coin that's going to let her pass through the First Order. It's the First Order Captain Medallion. Yeah. Rey fixes the squeaky wheel on the Trump droid. And oh, shit. Rey's parents were on Ochi's ship. Or it was the same make and model. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I imagine there's a lot of those ships out there.
I mean, if my parents were taken from me in a Nissan Altima, every time I would see another Nissan Altima, I'll be like, my parents were on that ship.
And then 3PO, in the act of translating the dagger, becomes evil 3PO.
And you can tell because his eyes are red now.
I love how they do like the black speech of Mordor when translating this Sith rune.
This is supposed to, like, C-3PO has a completely different voice.
Except, again, what makes this so fucking funny is this was written 20 years ago.
I know.
Instead of like with the black speech of Mordor, it was like millennia. And it's kind of like powerful, you know?
Yeah.
No. Like, I know the guy who wrote this. He's a dick. Right. Ren sees that Chewie is on, or Rey sees that Chewie's on Ren's ship.
She senses him.
And I did laugh when 3PO introduced himself to Babu Frick. And Babu Frick, who knows why he's doing that, goes, I'm Babu Frick. You know, he's like really nice about it.
There's a line later in the movie where they bring up Babu Frick again. He's like, Babu Frick, he's one of my oldest friends.
That shit works on me.
That's good.
That's why I like it's in conjunction with 3PO that I like the Babu Frick stuff.
Yeah.
There's another really funny 3PO line when they're running away and somebody's like, hurry up, you fucking metal bitch.
Move your metal ass.
Yeah, that's so rude. We've only just met. You know, all the 3PO stuff works always for me. I can't. You can hate me for it. People love me for it.
I love you for it.
Zori gives Poe her coin pass thing. And he's like, come with me or kiss me or something. And she's like, you're silly. I'm Carrie Russell. And she runs off. And then they're heading to bust out Chewie. They go to the fucking...
I like that
the ship.
I like that the ship has a special first order coin slot.
Yeah.
Just like BB-8 had on Canto Bight.
Yeah, when they land on the Star Destroyer, we were kind of making fun of the captions at the scene. Because the captions, anytime a stormtrooper who is female speaks, it has to specifically call out that this is a female stormtrooper.
Yeah.
We need you to know that there are female stormtroopers. It was just kind of a funny, like, anytime a lady trooper talked, it was like female stormtrooper. You know,
it was so strange.
Stormtroopers aren't normally ladies.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers can't be ladies.
It's very odd.
There's also a really diabolical scene here soon where, if I don't know if you were watching, it's like bad news. And then it goes, Chewbacca laughs. But he didn't laugh. He just went, like,
oh, really?
He's talking.
No, I missed that one.
Wookiee speak. It's funny. He's like, I like to imagine he was laughing. Like, that's hilarious. We're going to die. But yeah, they're heading to bust out Chewie. We get the whole scene where Rey does the Jedi mind trick. And, you know, it's kind of a funny bit where Poe's
Thank God you're here, guys.
Is she doing that to us?
Welcome, guys.
So glad you're here.
I love how zen those troopers get.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I feel so much better
so
now
good
that you're
to
here.
See you.
And then Rey feels that they need the dagger. So she rolls out while they're going to save Chewie. Kylo feels that you're close, but she's not. Is what's funny. His force sucks. She's on your ship. You're right here, I bet. I'm so strong.
I sense you're within a solar system of me.
I can sense my Funko Pop's near.
Yeah. Whose ship is this? I like it.
They've got a great collection.
But I love that I think it's the what's his name? The archive general, our
Allegiant General.
Pride?
Yeah, Pride walks out, right? And he goes and he sees their ship and he sees like 3 dead stormtroopers and he just turns around and goes, whose ship is this? Who gives a fuck? People are dead.
Yeah.
Red alert.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Exactly.
Hold up.
Is that an Ultima?
Wait a minute.
Where are your priorities, sir? Frank, Gary, and Carl are down.
No. I don't care about that. What is that? Is that an Ultima?
Frank, Gary, and female Stormtrooper 7 are dead.
Oh, no. Our quota. It's terrible. I just thought that was a strange line to have there. Whose ship is this?
Yeah.
They parked it there? Also, they killed Carl?
Why am I, the Allegiant Admiral, walking down to the hangar for this?
Maybe he was just like passing on his way to the vending machine.
Yeah.
I've got to go take a shit, but I like taking a shit on the 5th level.
Honestly, that's real. We all have that. We all have that spot at work.
Very relatable.
There's
all
a
have our
very
favorite
specific toilet you go to.
When somebody's in there, you feel betrayed.
Yeah.
Are you shitting on my toilet?
That's my-
At my shit time?
They specifically have bidets on level 5, so I need to go down there and
I would
use that
live
one.
there.
I called it my trash compactor.
Oh no, someone's stuck in there.
I got to add a Dianoga to the trash compactor, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that the beast that's in the compactor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Poe and Finn are under arrest. You guys know I love when this happens. And then Rey, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do the whole bit about how I hate when the heroes are arrested after a firefight. It reminds me, though, I thought of it. I'm not the only one that's annoyed by this. It's a whole bit in Austin Powers where Seth Green is like,
Why don't we just kill him?
just shoot him in the fucking face now. Yeah.
Scott. That's not how we do things.
Okay. So yeah, Rey finds the Vader Funko in Ben's bedroom and the dagger. And we get
You're collecting a lot of things.
kind of like
it's hella badass.
That's where all the magic happens. This is kind of the apex of
All of this could be yours.
the source of my rage in this movie is this scene where she's like, you lied to me. No, I didn't. Your parents were no one. They chose to be. It's like, this is JJ's best effort to undo that, the crux. And it's a terrible effort. It's lackadaisical and in the extreme. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Technically, I was telling the truth. It's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Actually, when you really think about it, it's your fault.
I mean, there is precedent for this whole like, well, what they told you is
with the
true
Vader
from a
and
certain point of view.
Certain point of view.
But it is also what exactly what you said. He's
I love
just
this
doing
part of
what
the
he-
movie. The only thing that would have made it better is if someone was on some sort of high ground.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I do like that they continue the whole like, where are you? I can't see you thing that was introduced in
Yeah,
Last
that's
Jedi.
good. I love that stuff. I love
And I do
their
highlight,
dyad.
like, when they're fighting, they like keep going in and out of each other's, locations like that. I think that stuff's neat, but I completely agree with you that the whole like, actually, it was Palpatine returned. Like
Somehow.
that's all dumb.
And then they have a big psychic sword fight with like different objects kind of revealing themselves from their other locations in the other person's, domain. And then finally, when his Funko Pop drops, he's like, oh, you're in my bedroom?
You're in my room?
Oh shit!
There's a girl in my room.
More?
Hurry!
Actually, a lot of the stuff you see is taken care of for a friend. They're not mine.
Yeah, can you imagine the shame?
Secondhand.
All your toys left out and stuff. Big bottle of lotion and tissues next to the bed. Oh God.
I was
There's a big picture of Ray in there.
I think Phil can get in on this too. But I at the height of my Star Wars toy collecting, I took great pains and care to display all of my collection. And
Absolutely.
it was pretty cool looking collection. But
dope.
I gotta say, whenever I would start dating somebody, I would bring them over. There was that panic of like,
I gotta prepare you for this.
I may seem like a normal dude, but as soon as you cross the threshold into my living space, you might think of me differently.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't tell.
Yeah.
That's true. They probably walked in. They're like, duh.
Like, I expected this.
This is exactly what I expected.
This to be worse.
Yeah. Like the 40-year-old virgin room, you know, I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Or Aquaman. But yeah, so there's finally General Pride walks in and he's like, terminate them, right? Like, what are we doing here, guys? We should shoot him in the fucking face.
Yeah.
I'm like, that makes sense. Let's do this. I would be sad. Honestly, if they shot Finn and Poe in the face, it would be worth it for it making sense. You know, I'd be like, that sucks. However, now we're making sense. My next note is I zoned out.
So this is the scene where they go to execute Chewie, Finn, and Poe, and they're saved at the last minute by the spy in the First Order, who is
Hux.
General Hugs. And he does the infamous "I am the spy," and talk about a character that just gets absolutely fucking
He
shat
has
on.
nothing to do in this movie.
Like he was such a good foil to Kylo Ren in the first two installments, and then in this movie he's just gone and replaced by General Pride, and then just made a fucking punchline.
Oh yeah.
And it just makes him look so stupid. And
Well, he's not a smart or capable person, really. He's like a smarmy nepotism kind of guy.
You know, like
opportunist.
Yeah.
But I agree that, I mean, it doesn't, his ending is just so abrupt and.
They built him up in the first two movies to be like one of the big bads.
Yeah.
Like, but and in this one, he's just a joke.
In the Trevorrow version, which that movie was originally going to be called Duel of the Fates, badass name.
Where'd they get that name?
I don't know. Hux was supposed to be like the chancellor of the First Order, and they were in control of Coruscant. And so it was most of the movie, Hux was going to be like this despot ruling Coruscant, trying to fight back the rebellion in the streets of Coruscant, which that sounds fucking rad, right? Mm-hmm. And he has Mace Windu's lightsaber for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but
let's not do that.
Yeah. But yeah, General Hugs, R.I.P. If I were a general, I would want that to be my title, because then I could be General Hugs, comma, the Lord of Kisses.
I will say, watching him get blasted across the bridge was pretty fun, because Hux is such a guy you love to hate.
I don't
And,
care if you win.
watching
I need
him-
Kylo Ren to lose.
And watching him get just absolutely smoked in front of the whole bridge crew is fun.
Alert Kylo Ren, we found our spy. It's just the way Pride. I mean, Pride's a great character too.
Yeah, I like Pride.
I like him a lot, and the way he just kind of like grabs someone else's gun
see.
and just no scopes him is pretty dope.
I do
In the
wish
chest.
I do wish they had established Pride before this movie, like as an ongoing. No.
None of what happens in this movie can happen for any reason.
Right.
You fool.
Right.
If Kylo Ren loses, his Funko collection falls to me.
And I want that a lot. My dad was supposed to take me to Star Wars Con so I could get the exclusive Darth Vader, but Kylo Ren wouldn't let me.
But my mother was always spending all the money at Aki Aki like a whore.
I'm not a big fan of Hux. I'm just going to say it.
He doesn't like my mask.
We cut to Ray
I'm
busting.
not going to collect his Funko Pop figure.
Ray's busting caps with Chewie's gun. And we see the bit where he takes him to the Falcon. Blah, blah, blah. Kylo and Ray eye fuck some more in the bedroom. And he's like, "You're a Palpatine. We're a dyad." Okay. And then Falcon.
Okay.
It is such a drip of a reveal, right? The whole, she's trying to get on the Falcon and all these people are like got guns on her in the hangar. And he's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, big plot twist." It just kind of, I don't know. It's
wild.
That is for such a big reveal. It feels like such a wet fart.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny. My Letterboxd review is the sound and fury of the Skywalker saga ends with a long wet fart. That's weird
Yeah.
that we both thought of wet farts watching this. What are the odds? Falcon pushes them bitches. I do like that scene where there's like an exhaust to the thrusters, but then Kylo is able to like use the force, but all the other troopers are like, "Meh."
Yeah.
It's neat. But it'd be funnier if he like kicked it up an even bigger notch and then just melted Kylo.
What happens to the Emperor at the
Yeah.
end happens to Kylo Ren.
I should have actually let it push me back.
I guess she's just like too close to it for it to affect her. Like it's like she's like under the like cone of influence of the blast.
That's
like
right.
I don't know how like she's unaffected and he is because they're right there.
Poe is such a good pilot. He's able to point the thrust force
Yeah.
at his enemies. I also like that when they rescue her, they stay far enough away, assuming that she's going to be able to force jump because no
Yeah.
human could have made that.
Right.
Which is fine. I think that's funny. She'll be all right.
Yeah, she got this.
Get closer. No, I can't. It's not safe. And then she kind of hesitates getting on the Falcon.
I'm surprised he didn't grab it. Like he grabbed the transport or she
They both grabbed.
Yeah, but the fact is that they can grab and he didn't
They
grab
can
it.
ship grab. Yes. He could also be like, pinch. Inappropriate, though.
Sure.
Would never do that, would you, Kylo? Never.
Never.
I love my mother too much.
I have standards. I'm a mama's boy.
Oh, can you imagine just walking around? Ooh.
I goosed you. Very dope.
Yeah.
Just be lucky I didn't lightning finger you.
How does lightning finger rank on the scale of force pull out?
This scale is nonsensical. But yeah, they get away. A Legion General kills Hux. Rey wants to like kill Palpatine now. She's very angry about that. And then Palpatine calls Kylo. He's like, "Hello, did you kill her?"
Did you tell her about how I had her parents killed?
I did.
Good. Did you betray me?
No, I know where she's at. I swear. It's going to be fine.
Okay, bye.
Such a stupid scene. Falcon flies by a speed trap. It's so funny when they land on this planet. There's just that Janna's just like, too fast. What is that?
Ooh, 66 and a 65.
Oh, gotta have to get you there. The fucking Death Star pieces are on this planet. Only the blade tells. This is the secret only fire can tell. And then we get the whole Babu Frick, one of my oldest friends line, which is great. We meet Janna. And then the little no thank you. That's funny because they're riding the pig donkeys. And
They trust Janna very quickly. They like ride up. What are you doing? Hey, we're with the resistance. Okay, we'll help you.
Do you like her more than Rose? Because she basically takes the place of Rose, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Because she hangs out with Finn most of the time for the rest of this movie. And then Jana's an old stormtrooper as well. Is that I zoned out again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
her and her whole like platoon, right?
Yeah, we all quit. We just had a feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Oh, it's the Force.
Yeah.
The Force isn't real. Oh, it totally is. Oh, okay. Dope.
Glad we're having this
You
conversation.
just saved so much time in that whole scene.
Rey took the skimmer because she's not having it. She's not going to wait a day to go get that shit. I'm going now.
How did the Falcon crash? By the way, like we
I
just like
doesn't know.
cut to it and it's like skidded on the
Poe's drunk as
surface.
fuck. She's like, that was a rough landing. I've
think
seen
they let
worse. I've
Claude
seen
drive.
better.
Claude, take the
Babu.
helm.
It was Babu Frick.
Oh god.
I want to party with Babu Frick.
Bad baby.
Plus, he's not going to hog the Coke. He's got such a tiny nose. He's going to do tiny bumps and think they're huge rails.
I don't know. You say that he could. He could be riding those rails.
Yeah, you've seen that scene in The Boys season 3 with the small man.
That's true.
At the party.
That's true. That'd be Babu Frick. So she takes the skimmer. She doesn't want to wait, and she ends up scavenging again, essentially, right?
She's like, I'm going to play Uncharted 4.
She's an old hat at this. Yeah. The fucking door works. That cracks me up. That the door is like, and
Welcome, Rey.
we get the dark Rey vision, which is kind of neat. She's got the fold out Darth Maul joint.
Is it neat?
She becomes Bilbo Baggins for a second. that part from Fellowship where he goes, "Meh," like they put that face on her for a second.
God, that scared me so bad the first time I watched it. I was not expecting that at
Bilbo
all.
Baggins?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh yeah, Bilbo's scary.
That scared the shit out of me.
He's fucking tired, stretched thin.
I get it.
Like butter scraped
get
over
it.
too much bread.
I get
Phil.
it.
I
God,
mean, that's me every time I wake up in the morning.
didn't they use this part in the trailer and like totally mislead people?
Yes. Because I remember like, ooh, I can't wait to see that scene. And then it happened and I was like, that was it? Really? Mm-hmm. Was the whole thing?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But Kylo's also there.
Yeah, she starts fighting Kylo and she wants to fight Kylo, but she also wants to kiss him. And so when Finn runs up, she's like, no. But you can take that as like she's making sure he doesn't get killed.
That's how I always interpret it.
But you could also take it like, I've got this. I'm Dark Rey,
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
a
right
little bit.
gray.
This whole movie, Finn's like, hey, Rey, I got to tell you something.
I was going to ask you guys, what is
Rey, I
that?
got to tell you something. Rey, I got to tell you
Tell
something.
me you know what he wants to say.
I know I do.
It's not in the movie though?
It's not in the movie.
You got to be fucking shitting me.
I know, right?
It's one of the most baffling things I've ever seen a movie do where several scenes we cut to Finn going, Rey, I want to tell you something. Rey, I want to tell you
then
something.
Poe asks him,
Rey,
what did you want to tell Rey?
I'm not going to tell you.
the time.
And then they never follow through and have him have that conversation with Rey. Ever. It's fucking maddening. And the only reason why I know what it is because after the movie came out, J.J. Abrams was at some sort of panel and someone was like, hey, what the fuck was that? And J.J. Abrams says that the intention was Finn wanted to tell Rey that he was also force sensitive like her.
That's so dumb.
Which is dumb because, yes, in this movie, they are definitely leaving crumbs that Finn is force sensitive. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah.
But
I don't have any problem with him being force sensitive. I have a problem with that being like a thing.
Yes,
that
because
he wants to tell her.
If you follow the other two movies, the thing you know about Finn is that he
Has a crush.
adores
Yeah.
Rey, has a crush on her. And so at least when we were watching it for the first time, I thought it was Finn
I
going
thought
to be
the same
like,
thing.
hey, I have a
love
crush
you.
on you. I
Yeah.
love you.
Right.
And
I also have Funko Pops.
I also, if that's what you want, girl, I got Funko Pops for days.
For days.
For days. I even got the big ones that come with comic books. But yeah,
You think
apparently
those are cool? Wait till you see my bobbleheads.
bobbleheads. You like bob them around and they fiddle around like that? Okay.
Girl.
Bobbleheads are overrated. But yeah, so that's what Finn is apparently wanting to tell her is that he's force sensitive too, and it's maddening that they don't actually follow through with that in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Does well, hold up. She's okay. They're fighting. They do that, but then also we get some bullshit from Maz, who they keep trying to make Maz a thing like fetch, and it's not happening in the third movie, guys. And then Leia gets heartburn and walks away.
No, Now the princess knows what she must do.
Eat Tums.
Mommy.
So Rey and Kylo are fighting. Does she like go die to like save him?
Yeah, like force. Well, no, to give Rey the strength, right?
But also like to redeem him, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's her reaching out to Ben specifically because
couldn't
Maz says like she knows what he has to do to reach her son.
But is she distracting him so Rey can win?
Yeah, I think that's the idea. Like she essentially wants them to stop fighting. So she essentially, I guess, projects herself in the way that Luke did, but not exactly the way that Luke did to essentially get Rey to finish the fight with the saber through the
tummy. Yeah.
Mommy.
Leia calls to Ben in the middle of the fight. Leia dies, and then Rey stabs him. But then, is there any precedence for people being able to heal with the Force like that?
This is new to this movie.
Hey, not in the movies, at least. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He's like,
look. You
can see his little hole.
I don't
close up.
Yeah. His hole closes up.
I don't hate this.
No,
I think there's enough, like Jedi can do enough shit that like I'm not going to be like I can't believe they can heal now, but they didn't set it up. Like it would have been nice if they had like established that in like the Force Awakens, like she has some middling chance to heal somebody by using the Force once she discovers she's Force sensitive.
Force Ghost Qui-Gon is watching that like shit.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
But like they didn't like establish that until this movie when she heals the snake. So it's
and I think the movie's positing as well that the only reason that she has that power is because of this dyad between her and Kylo Ren.
She can only heal Kylo?
No, it's just because
she heals the snake.
Yeah, she heals the snake as well. But she's transferring a bit of her life energy. I'm a snake. But I'm getting the impression that their dyad in the Force makes them equally more powerful because they're two life forces together.
So she lost half of her power in this movie?
Sure, yeah. I would think so, yeah.
Or maybe she absorbed his.
Oh, like Palpatine.
I am all of the Sith.
Yeah.
All four that you know.
Dooku, Maul, me, but not that bitch ass Vader.
No, I'm mad at him. He threw me.
Vegas?
Yes. But that's not a story the Jedi would tell you. Those are exclusive comic books.
But I do love, I love this moment where she does stab him and he kind of falls and he's defeated because like, because he already has this self-hate because of what he did to his dad.
Now he feels
his mom dying, and you can just see the light comes out of his eyes. And I really love that little bit of detail where Rey kind of also realizes what distracted him is Leia's dead. And she looks at him and it's just immediately like, oh my God, dude, I'm sorry. Like
I would have taken your hand. Ben's hand. I like that. I like the turn of Kylo. I think the relationship and dynamic between Kylo and Rey is the best part of these sequels.
Yeah.
We disagree about what that could mean. Ultimately, we agree that it's rife for interesting things story-wise. And this is probably, aside from Babu Frick, the thing that works best in this movie is the turn of Kylo. I just hate what they do after that with him. And then fucking Han shows up. And he's like, I can't use my red saber anymore. It's fucking naughty.
I really like the Harrison Ford bit with bringing back Han because in a perfect world, if Carrie Fisher hadn't died, this would have been him talking to his mom as a Force Ghost.
Yeah.
But because they can't do that, they're like, well, let's get Han Solo. And I like the idea how they don't make him look like a Force Ghost. And they call it like, I'm a memory of yours.
Yeah.
And because so much of the Kylo Ren character, like the turmoil within him relies on the choice that he made to kill his dad. So I like this sort of full circle. They kind of redo the whole, like, I know what I have to do, but I don't have the strength to do it.
You said that when you killed me.
I think his acting in this, well, both of their acting in the scene is like genuinely great. Like this is a good scene in a really bad movie. And I just want to give it props for that because this is a good scene.
Yeah. Imagine how pissed Harrison Ford was when they called him and he thought he was done with Star Wars.
So
bitch.
I wonder if they're like, hey man, we were going to use Carrie.
I'm sure
Carrie.
Oh yeah. I'm sure.
Do us a solid and like, I mean, we'll still give you a shit ton of money, but like, come on, man, do it for Carrie.
Yeah, I think this is the one thing that I really think Harrison Ford probably was like, I'll do it for free. But
I actually saw him like speaking to Congress or something recently, and he was talking about the new generation. And I think the best thing we can do is get out of their fucking way. And, you know, I think it was great. Cool guy. I give him a shit a lot, but he's a cool guy. He's just a grumpy pants.
Grumpy old man.
Get out of my fucking house.
I forgot to mention that.
That's one of my favorite videos of Harrison Ford when that magician goes to his house.
David Blaine, I think.
Was it
right?
David Blaine?
Yeah.
And he just does a magic trick and Harrison Ford just stares at him for a beat and then he goes, get out of my fucking house.
I don't want your wizardry in here. She steals Kylo's ship, by the way, after she heals him. I forgot to mention that. But he throws the lightsaber. We cut to General Pride being called to Exegol by Palpatine. And I love you, Palpatine. I'm on my way. And also stop by the gas station and get me some ciggies.
It will be my honor, sir.
Menthol, of course.
Very good.
Shorts or 100s?
He definitely smokes 100.
Oh, yeah.
This will be the final order, because first there was the first order. Well, which wasn't the first order. Kids today don't know, but I did the first 66 orders, actually.
Ooh, nice call.
And but this will be the final one.
Execute Order 67.
A lot of my personality is based around orders.
Good. And then once we win, we'll do Order 69 all day.
It'll be nice.
I brought my friends. They're in attendance.
Those are all just Ewoks who have gone dark.
Yub, yub.
Yep.
And then, Rey.
Yeah, the Sith they're like do the final order thing, and they're like, okay, cool. So they send out a ship to destroy Kijimi.
They kill Kijimi. We think they all have planet-killing weapons.
I love this one scene because Palpatine's like, make an example of a planet that means a lot to them, and so they blow up Kijimi. I'm like, did that mean a lot to them?
No one.
Zori's there. Yeah. So at some point, this is where they're like. Oscar Isaac's line delivery is just like he hates this. You can tell. They all have planet-killing weapons now. And then Poe is, of course, promoted to what, guys?
Acting general.
General.
Whoa, shocking.
The best part is when he just walks over to Finn like, hey, buddy, you're a general too.
Of course he is.
Because everyone
We're all generals. You get a general. You get a general.
Rey throws her saber too. She's about to. And then she gets her new lightsaber, right? It's Leia's. Oh, shit. I didn't know Leia had one, but she did. She did. And then there's another. Yeah, she did. And then Wayfinder, right? There's a Wayfinder on there. Luke comes out. I fucking hate this.
I feel like you are delivering lines now like Oscar Isaac.
I am the
like,
Oscar Isaac.
She finds a Wayfinder. They go do the thing.
Luke can lifts his X-wing and gives her the creepiest smile.
I really hate the Luke Skywalker scenes in this. Like she throws the saber and he catches it. Like I don't have a problem with that because it's sort of like a
don't disrespect a Jedi weapon.
Like
even though I literally did that in the last movie.
Well, but it's going back to like
mistake.
He had a character arc and he's like I was wrong, but for whatever reason they're like, hey, can we find a really awful looking wig? I mean, just like get a Targaryen wig from Hot D out of the dumpster, and let's throw that on Mark Hamill, a man who never had hair that long, but for some reason his Force Ghost is like. I decided not to cut it
has
today.
been partying in Aki with Babu Frick for weeks.
Fun fact: what they don't say is when you die and become a Force ghost, your hair keeps growing. So
and your nails, your hair and fingernails keep growing.
No, your nails gross. No, but hair, yes.
Yes.
They're all barefoot.
Ugh, stop it.
But Luke's like, hey man, I knew you were a Palpatine when I trained you. Leia knew that too. We just, we didn't want to tell you.
There's this whole like flashback where they de-age them too.
Oh yeah, where you see that he actually was training Leia, and that's how the lightsaber comes to be.
She had a feeling that someone would pick it up one day. I mean, that's a fucking easy prediction. I set this down. Someone will pick it up at some point throughout the infinite timeline.
Several people have picked it up. Some people are like, gosh, she leaves this everywhere. She keeps putting it down.
3PO's memory gets restored, undoing his sacrifice. It's Rey.
No, but
There's this. I love the bit with sad Chewie, and then the guy walks by. I guess it's Snap or something. He's like, "Hey, buddy, we need you." He's like, "Okay."
Oh yeah, that's something that always makes me tear up is when they land back on the planet and they tell everybody that Princess Leia's passed away, and then Chewie's like, "What, my last fucking friend?"
Yeah.
Like,
we got a little Lando still.
Yeah, Lando's still there from the
he
OG.
doesn't even fucking like Lando.
No, that's true. Yeah, he's like lukewarm at best on
He's
that
like,
guy.
that guy has a weird thing about capes. But yeah, when Chewie cries, that does make me tear up a little bit.
It's Chewie, Lando, and technically Boba Fett's alive somewhere.
That's true.
Let's not.
He's on Tatooine.
I'm just saying, OGs that are still alive.
I'm just a simple man trying to make his way across the galaxy. I'm gonna run on Tatooine.
What about the line? Can we all? We need to pull some holdo maneuvers. You can't like use the way people talk about the movies online in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what does it even mean? We should all lightspeed fly at these
Should all
destroyers?
suicide bomb him.
What's he saying?
I do love how he suggests that, and the one guy's like, "No, man, that's too flashy."
And that's
Oscar flashy, as if that's the
problem with it.
issue with
And
the-
Poe's like, no, that's a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's a once in a lifetime maneuver.
no
Like,
shit.
What the fuck are you talking
yeah,
about?
no shit, you die.
This is like literally one of the worst scenes I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even trying to like be melodramatic. It's just how I feel, I think. But yeah, they go to Exegol. They wanted to kill the tower so that things can't navigate.
Why they follow? So Rey's got the Sith Wayfinder.
Yeah.
She's sending them the coordinates
From the X-Wing. It's
From the
about
X-Wing.
Master Luke. Oh my God.
While she's doing that, the rest of the Resistance is going to follow her. Meanwhile, Lando and Chewie are going to go to the core planets to try to round up some support.
Yeah. And
One
then-
small question. How did she fly his X-Wing if one of the wings of the X-Wing was his door?
Phil. You're thinking too much.
Okay, sorry.
You're thinking too much. Do you think
Proceed.
Do you think J.J. Abrams consulted the set dressing person from Last Jedi?
No. Sorry.
Do you think J.J. Abrams watched The Last Jedi? No.
Maybe once.
One of the nun lizards put it back on.
Okay, gotcha. While it was in the sea still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Gotcha.
swam
Cool. Sorry.
We swam.
with the power of Christ. All things are possible.
Because they're nun lizards.
We're all married to Christ.
Ray, they're riding pig donkeys on the Star Destroyer, and then Ray finds the cultist chant the Ewoks that have gone dark, chanting in the throne room.
I got you, your own lazy boy.
Long have I waited.
Except, actually, I want you to kill me, and my spirit will pass into you. So, in retrospect, having two chairs was misleading, because it'll only be your cheeks, but I'll be in them. Not like that.
Gross.
You are my granddaughter after all.
Gross.
And then it's sure, maybe no.
There's a fight.
Sure.
There's a fight. They do battle.
Poe's like, maybe nobody's coming, and I'm a bad leader, and everybody's like, we're feeling that way at this moment, sir.
Yeah.
Kylo comes to the rescue of Rey, and then Kylo, it's the Knights of Ren, but he has no saber. I really regret throwing it in the ocean.
I probably should have held on to that.
Hopefully Rey has two, or else this plan is kaput.
Mm-hmm.
And the my Kylo always turns into like light Bernie.
Yeah,
Mine
it does.
does too.
It really does.
Mine does too.
And just like see it like slowly slip into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they do the lightsaber magic trick.
I like the lightsaber magic trick.
That is,
I think it's
that is
cool.
actually cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
That's a good crescendo to that little.
I just
plot.
think the
Yes.
editing is not using it to full effect.
So the plot line or the editing between her handing the lightsaber to him is done really well.
Yeah.
And I do like Kylo's little like Han Solo shrug to
Yeah.
signify that he's more himself. He's Ben Solo now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one fight where he has the lightsaber crossed around his back, there's this weird cut where it's like, that's really long and makes everyone look stupid.
It's really
You gotta
bad.
drag it out.
There's probably some fucking great fan fiction because these are cool characters. Like the Ben Solo
Yeah.
idea is neat. And,
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm gonna go read some fucking fan fiction about it. That's what I'm gonna do. Then Palpatine's sucking their dyad, and they're like, oh. And
I do love when he accidentally like takes some of their life force and his like little gross little nubby fingies grow back. And,
Yeah.
he goes,
And his eyes glow.
He's like, oh.
and then he's like, wow, a force dyad not seen for generations. The power of two restores the one true emperor. Like, you thought I was going to let you guys kill me? Nah, I'm going to take this myself.
Never mind, this is my shit.
And then
He cannot make up his mind what he wants this movie.
No.
No.
He
cannot
wants
do
to sit on the throne with his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Never mind. He wants to be
Killer.
Yeah, put my spirit in you. Just
Yeah.
hold your, I'll take over your body. You'll be like my fucking Pacific Rim. You ever seen that movie, Ray?
Yes.
Finn has.
Exactly. Yeah, anyway, and then we get the oh snap moment. Snap!
Look what you have made.
Poe gives up.
So he like throws Ben down a ravine, and he's like,
I'll throw you like Vader through me.
I'll lightning the entire fleet above.
Okay, so I have a note about
Well,
this.
that's after Lando comes through with all the people, and then Zori's there, and then fucking Babu Frick came even. He's like, yeah, Babu Frick.
I'm also here.
It's like, yay, he died on Kijimi. No, he's back.
In case anyone needs me to hack a droid.
Yeah.
I'm here.
I did write the lightning thing
My
down
oldest friend.
about the Emperor because I'm like, look, I like a lot of this you can just write off as just like they need a way to do a thing. It's fine. Like, don't think too hard about this. But even this, like where he lightnings the whole fleet,
Yes.
like this seems OP. Like even for the Emperor,
It
like
is.
this seems a little too
You ever
much.
seen like
But Phil, all of the Sith live within him.
But all the Sith like in the stands are like projections, right? Like they're not real.
it's like the end
right.
of
No, those are the people that live on Exegol and presumably built the. Those are physical people.
Yeah, those are
the
real people.
Those are the Sith.
we don't know who they are.
Cultists.
I wish the movie explained this though.
No.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, that
matter.
would have been nice to have explained who the fuck those dudes were.
Yeah.
Those are Ochi's people.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
The thing is, it's like comic book movies are like largely like this, that they all end in like blue beam and sky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And this is like, because the cool thing about Star Wars, I will admit, is like even like the climaxes were relatively tame power wise, you
Sure.
know, until the prequels. And then that was really neat. Like, oh, they can fucking jump that high and
They
stuff.
like understood the boundaries of the powers and like worked within that.
Yeah,
to
like
create
the
a good-
massive climax of the whole original trilogy was just three people.
Yeah.
And,
right.
you know, no.
Right.
Even that was added, you know? Anywho, that's how I feel about it. So this is too
Yeah,
much. I agree with you.
As he's disabling the ships, there's this scene where Rey's on the ground and she's like, "Be with me, be with me." And she finally connects to all the Jedi that
I
live
am all
within
of the
her.
Sith.
I am all of the Jedi.
Yeah,
I will say watching this with captions on was better because I didn't know all the voices.
Who's Ayla and Kanan?
So Ayla Sakura is your blue mommy from Revenge of the Sith that you loved.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, you get to hear
Not
from
TC-14 from episode 1, but the other
the other one.
extremely fuckable one that Chris liked.
But you get to hear from Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, Anakin, Ayla Sakura, Yoda, Qui-Gon Jinn, Ahsoka. I think Luminara Unduli's in there.
Kanan? Who's Kanan?
Kanan Jarrus is
Addie?
Freddie Prince's Jr. character from Rebels.
Like,
Like that's Freddie Prince Jr. when he speaks.
oh, is it like in Ahsoka, the main, not Mary Elizabeth Winstead, but the other hot one, the main character? Is it like her boyfriend or whatever?
Mary Elizabeth, the
one that's missing?
boyfriend.
Kanan's the
is
one that's
Kanan
missing?
Jarrus.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
he's dead.
Oh,
He's dead at the time of
Well,
Ahsoka.
he's dead. The way he said that, he's dead.
You know the green-haired kid that follows her around.
No,
Well,
I only watched 3 episodes of it.
So Hera's son, Mary Elizabeth Winstead's son, in Ahsoka is their child. Yeah.
He's the baby daddy.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Kanan Jarrus.
I love
great character.
Anakin's line to Rey is like, "Do what I did," and I'm thinking, "Don't."
No.
I mean, maybe at the end. but
Yeah.
I love his line because it's like
Cherry pick what you do.
yeah. Bring balance to the Force like I did.
And it's
He's
like,
a fucking revisionist.
Just like skip that like 25 years before that. Yeah.
But also, did you bring balance to the Force? This movie suggests
Apparently not.
otherwise.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Sounds like you're a big fat failure, Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
And then so she gets the power of all of the Jedi, double sabers his bitch ass. The Palpatine party gets pooped. And then
pooped.
That's a great way to put it.
I fucking hate how Palpatine dies by, again, he's like, let me force lightning you. Oh no, you've directed it back
That's
at me.
never happened to me
Hoisted
before.
by my own petard. Why do I keep doing this?
you could hear Mace Windu in the background going,
Yeah, motherfucker.
I'm too
I'm
weak.
too weak.
Anakin, save me.
Why can't I just turn it off?
He could have just stopped and just caught a breath.
the Falcon's fast. They save Finn and them. Rey gets real sleepy and dies. Kylo says, "Hey, wake up, sleepyhead." And then he wakes her up and dies. And then he disappears.
Well, she gives him the kiss of death.
He disappears for some reason.
Yeah.
And I wrote, "Who cares what Maz thinks?"
Also, like when Maz is there, like and the sheet's there, like she's by herself, and like you just see the sheet like disappear.
Yeah, Leia's body disappears.
Maz is like, "Oh, what the fuck did I just do? Oh my god!"
Oh no,
Guys,
Put her glasses
you won't
back
believe
on.
it, but she's fine. She said she was going to retire.
And then Lando gives this whole like "sup girl" speech to Janna, and then
What the fuck is that scene?
What is that?
I don't know.
It's so
It's
weird and
like-
unnecessary.
She's like, I don't know who my folks are, and he was like, let's find out. It's like, are they going to plan like a Lando Janna series?
He literally
like, what is
said,
this?
"Who's your daddy?
Yeah, no, that's exactly
You want to
it.
find out?
Get one of them pig donkeys. Let's go." And then we get the "I'm Skywalker, Rey Skywalker" ending, and
She buries the two lightsabers in the sand there too.
and then pulls out a gold one.
Yeah.
I just love the
Where'd
random.
the gold one come from?
That's Leia's
She made it.
lightsaber.
No.
Oh, the one she made. Oh, sorry. Yeah, she made it. She made it out of her staff.
Rey
It's-
made it.
The one that looks
Yeah.
like a Sith.
Yeah, it looks like a Sith hilt, but it is made out of the staff that she carries around.
It's a gray
And,
Jedi. It's a gold thing. It's gray
you go.
Jedi. Use that, motherfucker.
Got it.
That's the Skywalker saga. And so stick with us, though. The streaming Star Wars is not done. We've still got the Solo, a Star Wars story, and Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Just to be clear that they are Star Wars stories. That's coming in the next couple of weeks. But first, we've got some business here, boys. The medal ceremony. What are you going to award The Rise of Skywalker that you cannot give to any other movie? Phil.
This is the best use of a Borg cube in Star Wars. No other Star Wars movie does a Star Trek Borg cube quite like this one, so I'm going to give it that one.
Okay, Steve.
Gosh, this one's so hard. I'm going to say the best use of 30 tons of black beans in all of Star Wars.
Yes, love it.
I mean, name me another Star Wars movie that did 30 tons of black beans better.
You will wait.
I think this is the best use of Babu Frick that we've ever seen.
That's true. That's true.
In any of the other movies.
You
Which
have
I
to
think
go
is
to
hard to say, but
Mandalorian season 3 to see any more Babu Frick-ness.
Is he back?
stuff.
Is he in that?
Well, I don't know if it's Babu Frick specifically, but there's like a group of 4 of those little dudes that that have like a reoccurring character in that seation where they're like, oh, bad baby. They keep calling Grogu a bad baby.
Bad baby, bad baby.
I'm gonna have to watch season 3.
Yeah.
Still.
It's fun.
I stopped
the
watching
best, it's
halfway
fun.
through season 3, but season 2's fire.
Lizzo and Jack Black are in an episode, right?
Lizzo, Jack Black, and Christopher Lloyd are in the same episode, and it's kind of a mindfuck.
Watch that. That's crazy.
Now it's time to rank them.
Okay.
Let me just shorten this. Is there anyone who does not actually? Steve might have some internal struggles about this. He hinted at them earlier, but is there anyone that does not think The Rise of Skywalker is at the very bottom of all 9?
I'm not going to push back and say and argue that if you guys want to put it in the last place, I'm not going to push back on you. But I have been struggling. Like, do I like this movie more than Attack the Clones? I think I would probably rewatch this movie before Attack the Clones.
Really?
Only because I feel like the general filmmaking of Attack of the Clones is harder to watch. It's just to me, it's an uglier, awkwardly
least it
performed
has
movie. It has a better story.
Some Jedi doing
But-
stuff in it, and
Yeah, but it also has Anakin and Padme falling in love. in it.
softer than sand, milady.
Yeah. And it's harder for me to watch that. Whereas this movie's like, God, what fucking could have been. I'm more angry at what it could have been than necessarily like
I think-
what I'm seeing.
Attack of the Clones is not so bad. It's good, but it's like Maybe because I literally struggle to fit. If it wasn't for the pod, I couldn't finish this movie, and I can't say that about Clones.
I will say this, and I think this might sway you. Attack of the Clones was made by a man who believed in an arc and wanted to tell a cohesive story. Rise of Skywalker has none of that. It is made by a guy who's by a group of people who are reacting to criticism and aren't thinking about what makes sense.
Yeah.
And while it's flashy and pretty, it fucking sucks. So I think Attack of the Clones deserves more respect than this one. And as a result, I think while I don't want to watch either one again, I think I would be more inclined to be like, I'm going to go with the guy who's like at least trying and watch that movie again than this one.
Yeah, that's fair. Because really when this movie ends, it should just be, it should come up with just written and directed by Reddit.
Yeah.
And that fact alone, that sways me. So yeah, let's throw this pile of shit at the bottom.
All right. Let's do it. It's at the bottom, baby. So now our official Streaming Things ranking of the complete Skywalker saga is at the bottom, going up.
Oh, going up.
Yeah, let's do it
Reverse
like
order.
the kids do on
All
the
the way up.
videos. We're doing the Rise of Skywalker at number 9. We've got Attack the Clones at number 8. We've got The Phantom Menace at number 7. We've got Return of the Jedi at number 6. We've got Revenge of the Sith
at number 5.
At number 5. We've got A New Hope at number 4.
The Force Awakens at 3.
Force Awakens
Last
at 3.
Jedi at 2. And Empire at 1.
And Empire 1. There we go, baby. That's the official ranking of the Skywalker saga. See where
Thus far.
Star Wars A Solo Story and Rogue One fit in the next 2 weeks. But before we leave,
pumped about these two.
Yeah.
I'm really pumped about these two.
let's end the Rise of Skywalker episode with some great writing relative to the movie itself with our Mad Lib, baby.
Right. Ooh, here we go.
Let's do it.
This week's episode of the Mad Libs is titled Stormtrooper Job Application. Are you guys ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
So you want to drop your life as a fluffer and become a stormtrooper? Well, you should know it's not all glitz, diapers, and wiping. Whoa. Being a stormtrooper is a lot of moist work. First, you'll need a suit of armor. Most stormtroopers wear white, but some wear black, silver, or even fuchsia.
Ooh, slay.
Then you'll need your weapon. Most stormtroopers use Crown Royal bags, but the stormtrooper of the First Order use sticky artillery, flamethrowers, and furries. Unleash the furries. After you have your gooch, you must master it.
Master your gooch.
Gooch. It is essential to have smooth aim when you're protecting your scrolls. If you're thinking you're up for the task, it's time to thrust your boring life behind. Welcome to the intrepid world of the First Order, Rubik's Cube of Stormtroopers.
Nice.
Look, nothing will beat he lost his nipples and his balls, but
It's close.
I don't know, Master Your Gooch is pretty good.
Master Your
gooch
Gooch.
is yeah.
Gooch.
Pretty good.
Well, thank you all for, enduring that. That's all the time we have for right now. We've got to go return some videotapes. My name is Kit.
I'm Phil.
And I am the spy.
And this was Streaming Things. Happy streaming. Streaming Star Wars.
Ray.
Streaming.
Ray, I gotta tell you something.
Ray.
Ray, I gotta...